even better.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-280-8787. That's 1-800-280-8787. Or go to selectquote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-8787. Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Did you know Arizona workers may be entitled to earned paid sick time? Employees receive a minimum of 1 hour of sick time for every 30 hours worked, and employers are responsible for keeping track of those hours. Posters about paid sick time and minimum wage laws also need to be posted in every office. Get posters and learn more about the rules at azica.gov. That's azica.gov. This message is sponsored by the Industrial Commission of Arizona.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a walk-off grand slam or a base hit to center field, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I think hockey might be done in the Valley for even longer than you think. The news came out today that the auction has been canceled for the North Phoenix land that the Coyotes were looking at. So the
state land department, I guess, wants them to get a special use permit first. That's a thing that I read, but you've seen the stories everywhere. They're not going to auction off that land, and I don't know what's going to happen with Alex Morello.
So because the state has called off an auction, you feel like that's it? Hockey's done.
It's over.
Arizona.
Bye-bye.
Huh.
Yeah, because he had to get the land to build the thing and then to try to get the team back in, to get an expansion team. So that's done. So now it's going to take years longer than even this.
I would say no. I don't think hockey's done. I feel like I have I have a very positive and straightforward attitude about this. And I think that this is something that the state is requiring Alex Murillo to get a special use, permit
Yeah, but they canceled the entire thing. You remember how long it took to get the auction?
Well, it's
now they canceled it.
because I think they're going to give that to the Coyotes. They're going to auction it off for $1. Then and Morello, you know how this kind of thing goes on. He'll pay $1 for the land. He'll have a special use permit. He'll build a beautiful jewel out there, and it'll be a hockey rink and a shopping plaza.
I gotta hold my breath.
Oh my God, a little bird park, and they'll have all sorts of living ideas out there for people, and maybe a miniature RC plane airport, and maybe like a pond for miniature yachts to float. You see what I'm saying? I think this is going to go through, and I don't think this is the end of hockey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry. See it another way, I guess. Donnie says, why is there no rich white guy from the Valley stepping up to purchase a hockey team here? Why does he got to be white? Why? I don't understand that.
Most guys rich enough to buy a hocky team are.
Well, Alex Morello,
Mr. Morello's a billionaire, right?
I said
he's
most.
Hispanic.
Most. You've picked an exception. I said most.
I don't care what
do you
color
mean?
they are. Just get the
I don't
hockey back
care
up in
either.
here.
It's just it's not a unfair assumption to make.
Brunswick guy says, can you guys make sure that this show stays PG-13 today?
No,
I'm playing
no.
the show at home on my television with my wife, and the kids are watching. You listen, I ain't going to do that.
No,
I don't know.
That's your mistake.
No.
You know what show this is. You
Yeah,
know
my
what show
mom
this
is probably watching right now, too. In fact, she
Yeah.
had messages I needed to pass along. She says, Randy White. My mom
Yes.
tells me this on the phone.
Yes.
She says, Randy
Okay.
White, you know that puppy of yours, a very cute little puppy, Blue.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
She
yeah, thanks.
says, give the damn dog a toy. She says, hey, she sees him on the couch back there and he looks bored to death. Give him a toy.
He's got lots of toys, and he comes in here and he
Yeah, I
wants
know.
to be
And
up
I told
there
her
and-
that. And you know what
Yeah,
she said?
and it-
But not
well,
on the couch.
Well, he wants
He
to be on
can't
the,
get down and go get
Well,
the toy and bring it in. Give that dog a toy.
Okay, very well,
Don't
Mrs.
argue with my
O'Brien.
mom. Don't argue
No,
with my mom.
absolutely, Mrs. O'Brien. I will get right on that. Thank you. Thank you.
You can try to argue with
Yep.
wouldn't
No,
you?
no,
Yeah.
I won't argue. No.
Here's the thing about my mom. If her lips disappear, you're about to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Get that dog a toy right now.
Well, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. I'm on it right now. As a matter of fact, as I'm sitting here right now, Miss Kim is making sure the dog has all the toys that he needs. Yes.
That's all she asked. That's
Yep,
all
there
she
it
asked.
is. There it is. Let her know, please. Miss Kim is taking care of that right now.
And I asked her, I said, let me know if the show gets too dirty for you. And you know what she tells me? She says, I am a woman of the world.
Well, there you go.
It's maybe a bit frightening if that's your
Yeah,
mom
I don't want to think
speaking.
about it. I don't want to think
Mhm.
about it. I'm just going
Mhm.
to take her at that she's a sophisticated lady
Yeah.
who has heard humor of all types.
She's
I
a woman.
honestly assume that's what you meant, but okay.
She's a woman who has been around. I mean, she's a woman of great knowledge. There it is. There it is.
Both are true. 888-368-1580.
Sorry, I didn't
I'm
mean
all
to
right.
choke you up with that
I'm
last
all
one. I'm
right.
sorry.
Big George says, Randy, I wish I could live in a dreamland with you, but Jeffrey's right. The Coyotes are done for now in the Valley. I'm actually glad Morello won't be the owner. He backstabbed all of us, and he was also an awful owner. Look where we ended up.
Well, I mean, I think he's going to sell the. Ultimately, this is my thought. This is my thought. I have no news reports to back this up. I have no sources. This is my thought. He's going to sell the rights to the Coyotes. He's going to make money, and he's going to get out. And this other owner, whoever it might be, it will bring the hockey back to the desert. I still believe that this land auction out in the East Valley there is going to be sold to the Coyotes organization, Coyotes LLC, if you will, for like
LOL.
$1. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Berg says, let's go Oilers, down 3-0 in a best of 7. Now they got an opportunity to force a game 7. So, yeah, that's right.
Wouldn't that be
Tonight,
something? Wow.
you got the Panthers and the Oilers in Canada.
Wouldn't-
That game starts at 5 p.m.
The most epic meltdown, I think, ever in sports, aside from the Yankees, who were up 3-0 to the Boston Red Sox. And Boston came back and won the damn series.
Made me so happy. I've never been so happy as that day. And you got the Arizona
Sorry.
Diamondbacks championship. very close second.
Yeah.
That one right there.
Well, I mean, for me, the Diamondbacks winning the World Series is number one of all
Oh,
time.
that's why I said number one, but then
Yeah.
a slight hair
Right,
seeing
yeah.
the Yankees implode.
Oh yeah, when they fell,
Oh,
they
feels
were
so
up
good.
3-0 and they were just walking around with a swagger.
Mhm.
It's never over until it's over.
You notice we sound echoey. Why do we sound echoey?
I have
Do
no
we
idea.
sound like we're like on stage or something right
yes,
now?
yes. I've even turned my. It's not my
I don't know
headphones.
what
I
that
turned them.
is.
Turned my headphones way down. I can barely hear you.
I guess nobody else notices. Makes me feel like I'm on stage, you know? That's cool. If you guys can hear that, let me know. If it's just us, then it's just Randy and I. I just kind of.
Well, Jeffrey, you did play those cavernous stadiums back in the day.
And it's almost like listening to KFYI again. Remember that?
Oh,
Remember the
oh,
910
yeah.
used to
Oh,
put an
yeah,
echo on all their stuff.
Little
Never
echo,
understood
yeah.
why or how they
And
thought that was a good idea.
Radio Campesina, they did
So
that
old,
too.
old
Yeah.
Rush
Oh, yeah.
Limbaugh would be echoing. Bob Mohan be echoing. John Dale never echoed his voice. It was impossible. But for the rest of them, though, they just had this weird right wing echo. I
Yeah.
never understood what that
I
was
don't-
about.
Don't know.
Berg says, I always believe that until a team wins 4 in the best of 7, nothing has happened. Well,
Yep.
math
Well,
will argue with you,
yeah.
Berg, but you have the right, you have the
Yeah.
right attitude about
well,
this.
depending on the sport, because if it's basketball, you let the other team get to 3, the series, you're done. You're going home.
Mhm.
Somebody will mathematically, statistically break that one day, but until it happens, I'm pretty cool with saying you're going home.
Big Jake says, we got enough losing organizations in the Valley already. It's good the Coyotes left. You're not really a fan. Just saying something like that. Listen, listen. I like the ownership of the Suns now. That guy's crazy. He made a huge mistake, but still, he tried. He cared. He wanted it. I like that enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the
And wait,
Bidwells, that could be bad.
And what do
I
you
don't
mean
know.
by losing organization? I wouldn't consider the Suns a losing organization.
Well,
yeah,
I mean-
you'd like to get a
Yeah.
championship. Like
The
that's
Diamondbacks
obviously
went to the
goal.
World Series last year.
But then
Yeah, well,
if only one team wins a championship every year, so are all the 29 other teams
Well, I
losing
mean,
organizations? Like that's just
look. I mean, this is the Coyotes were a team that I think it was almost 2 decades since they'd been in the playoffs. So
yeah, but I'm saying
I don't
think
ever
that's what
remember
they're
them being there, to be honest.
I do, and
I have no
think,
memories of them being
Well, Jeremy Roenick and Keith Kachuk. Now the Keith Kachuk's sons are playing for Florida and some other NHL team. And it was a long time since the damn Cardinals have been in the playoffs.
Sure.
I believe the year after the Super Bowl meltdown,
it hasn't been
which
that long.
they showed up. It's been a while.
So
Been a
Big
while.
Jake poses an
I was
interesting
here the
math
last time the
problem
Cardinals were in
right now that I want to sort
right.
of look at. And I might need some help looking at this math problem. He says,
All right.
have we forgot the last decade of Cardinals, Diamondbacks, Suns losing? I would almost contend that they've had winning records this time. Now, has it meant playoffs? Has it meant championships? No. But to say the Cardinals have had a losing record for the last 10 years, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if are we over 500? Because if we're over 500, Big Jake, you can't say we've had losing decade of
Yeah,
Cardinals,
and-
Diamondbacks, or Suns.
And even the Suns, I mean, everybody has their turn being a playoff team and then not a playoff team. The Suns had a long run of being a playoff team, and then they had their run of not being a playoff team. They had to rebuild. Now they're a playoff team again. Like, how does that make you a losing
Yeah, but
organization?
I want to see the math.
I
want somebody to look this up. The win-loss record for Cardinals, Diamondbacks, and Suns since 2014. If he's going to say a decade of losing, I want to see if there's truth to that. Now, I honestly don't know. Big Jake might be right. I don't feel like he is, though. I feel like we're at least over 500. And I know that's not enough because this is a place that has wanted championships, and we got one. You know what I'm saying? Except for if you want to look at the WNBA, but
they are the average for the Cardinals over the last decade is 7.4 over 8.7. That is 7 and 0.4 wins.
What
compared to 8.7 losses?
That's a losing record.
Yeah, that's a losing record. 74 wins. 87 losses and 2 ties.
All right, so
over
let's
the last decade.
Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks next. All right, so he's right about the Cardinals. Fair enough.
Let me see here. Let me get this. Maybe Keon's got.
We need an
somebody,
abacus
but
up in here.
oh my God! You see the Diamondbacks over the last decade.
Keon doesn't even want to try because he was told at his interview there would be no
my
math.
Yeah, well,
I
mean,
was promised this.
Yeah, the Arizona
I am typing
Diamondbacks.
I can't believe we're letting Randy do the math of all of us.
Arizona Diamondback. Hang on, I got to get my shoes off. Arizona Diamondbacks.
So Big Jake just sent over a thing that for the Suns that says 369 wins, 482 losses.
Record.
Wow,
over-
that's actually surprising. I'm not going to say you're wrong or a big fat liar, but that is that's a surprising number.
10 years. Here we go.
I mean, yeah, they did have
and
a
then
few
the-
years being pretty bad.
The Diamondbacks.
That's how we got. I think that's how we got around DeAndre Ayton there.
712 over 804 losses in the last decade.
So all of our teams have losing records.
So that's well
In
that's
the last
the,
10 years.
Well, the Cardinals and then the Diamondbacks.
By
Let's
the way,
see here.
Suns. He just corrected that. He says 369 wins, 432 losses.
I just think
Suns
it's a
over
matter. It's a matter of degrees. Over
Hang
the
on,
last
let
10
me
years,
carry the
depending
two
on
here.
how long you spent rebuilding versus
record.
where you are now, is going to determine
Listen,
some things.
I asked simple math. I'm getting simple math. And simple math says we got losing teams.
Okay, I'm saying that I'm not using the.
Hang on,
the
let me carry
simple-
the two here.
the simple
Hang on,
math there. I'm saying,
oh my God!
does your team
yeah.
frequently go to the playoffs more
Uh,
recently than not?
Let's see.
It's just,
Recently, we've been doing
it's
all
just
right.
hard for me to be here as a Wizards, Nationals, Commanders fan.
We
and hear
are
somebody say
the
that
Suns.
Arizona has
Well, hold
losing
on, Keon.
organization.
You're going to mess up Randy's math. Hold on.
Hang on,
He's
just
almost there.
Damn it! I've got to take off my other shoe. Hang on.
Where's your chalk?
Let's see here. 326 over 478. That's
who?
The Phoenix Suns. 326.
Well, that's a different number than what Jake
wins over 478
But
losses.
it's still bad.
Yeah, over the
All
last.
right,
10,
so Big Jake
10
is
seasons,
right.
yeah.
We've just been a losing decade. That doesn't feel good at all. Now,
What have we done though in the decade?
Learning
all right?
is dumb. People
Diamond-
should just stop going to school because when you learn
so
stuff,
it doesn't matter where the teams are now.
Hang on. Diamondbacks have gone to the World Series last year and lost. Yes, they lost, but they got there.
if you change that to the last 5 years, I bet we're in better shape.
In the last
Probably.
decade, the Arizona Cardinals went to a Super Bowl. Yeah, they lost, but they got there.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
In the last decade?
In the
Yeah.
last decade?
Yeah. Oh, in the last decade. Yeah.
No, they went in 2008.
The
That
last
was
decade.
I'm talking the last decade is
last
2014,
decade.
2024.
Last decade.
Cardinals
the-
did not go to a Super Bowl between
Cardinals-
2014 and now.
And then the Suns got to the finals
Yeah, that's true.
in the last decade. Yeah, they lost, but they got there. There it is.
I don't feel better now. I thought I was going to feel better. I thought we were going to be like, "Ha, Jake, in your face!" But Big Jake
No,
from
to
State
me-
Farm is right.
To me,
Well.
I care about where the team is now. I don't care what the last 10 years were. If my team isn't a losing team now.
I don't think Keon wants to say that.
No, because he comes from DC.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm talking about the Arizona teams. If I'm an Arizona fan,
Yeah.
I care about where so the Diamondbacks suck then. And so do the Suns. They
Over
made
the
the
last-
playoffs as a team.
over-
that
Well,
sucks.
no.
Just what-
Listen, like,
over
I'm
the
happy to
last
redo
decade.
the math.
I'm not
for the last
talking.
5 years.
I'm not
Over
talking
the last
about.
decade.
I'm not talking about the decade. I'm talking
Uh-huh.
about. I care about where the team is now. I don't.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying. Let's change it to the last 5 years because then I think we'll do
last
better.
5 years.
I mean, why even
Oh,
5
geez,
years?
now
Are
I
you a
gotta do
losing
this all
organization
over
right
again.
now? If we put you
Yeah,
out there in
We
a
don't
regular,
feel like winners. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, the
but
last 5 years.
that's a personal perception. What do you want me to do?
Oh my
If you
God!
took-
you're not.
if you-
You're not.
If
You're
you-
not a local, so you just let us have our moment
in
of
the last
postmortem
5
here.
years, the Suns are 243.
What are you? Who are you talking to?
Two-
You're not
200
talking to a Chicago fan. I don't
200
have. the Blackhawks in my
243
history. You're not
wins.
talking to a
I
Boston
I don't feel
fan.
like you understand our pain right now.
Why is he
I
yelling
understand it
Blackhawks?
worse
Why is
than
he
you.
doing that?
I don't know why he's yelling at us at all. We're in
Well,
pain.
because
We're in
how
pain.
dare you invoke my out of townness
What?
to say I don't
out of
understand
town.
something
Listen here, you
that I
carpetbagger.
understand better than you do.
243
It's a lot of pain in here.
wins. 243 wins to 148
Hold on a second. Pause
losses.
a second there, Randy. Hey,
for the
Keon.
Sun. Yeah.
When did your team win the World Series?
Oh my
what
God.
year was that?
Was 2019.
You shut the up. You've had a championship way
Bleepity.
more
bleepity.
recently than we
And
have.
I once again state that the team that I care about the most, I have never seen win a title. And the team that I care
You put
about
a
the
lot of
second
conditions
most,
on your stuff.
I have never seen win
Oh,
a
yeah,
title.
a lot of conditions.
Those
a
my
lot of conditions
my
there.
favorite teams of my teams. What do you? There's not a condition.
Mm.
My favorite team is the Commanders. The only thing I've wanted to see from them since I was 8 was not even a Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
Hey, Randy, how about we run
a
the math for
playoff
3 years?
win.
Let's do it for 3 years. Maybe we'll feel
well,
better.
for
If
the
it's like Everett for the
Suns-
last 3 years?
For the Suns, for 5 years, it was 243 wins against 148 losses.
Okay, we're going with 5 years now.
That's a
Okay,
Suns.
that's way better.
And let me hang on just a second. Let me run
And
the
it
other
fits
ones.
what Keon is saying. 5 years is more recently to his whole thing about where is your team now?
The team you had 10 years ago is not even the
on a
same
second.
group of human
Diamondbacks,
beings on the roster
oh
now.
my God. Yeah.
I feel like you're just invalidating our pain. And,
let's see. No, Diamondback's not good.
we
for
don't
the
feel
last
seen
5
right
years.
now.
Okay, well, if you did,
we just
sorry,
want to feel
sorry
seen.
for trying to hand you the free hope. You're allowed to throw it on the ground and do whatever you like.
Diamondbacks are
Sometimes
319.
we don't need your solutions. We just need you to listen.
319 and 388. That's the last
I
5 years.
cared. I tried to find a nice way to say that. I don't.
Cardinals.
You know, yeah, that's the thing I've heard from women.
Oh my
when they
God,
say
I've
about
gotta
they start talking about their problems, and you're like trying to help. You're like trying to help fix things, make them feel better. And they're like, I don't want you to make me feel better. I just want you to listen.
Well, yeah, because they're mad or
trying to.
whatever.
Oh my God, here we go. No, that's the wrong one. Sorry, that's
Randy,
the
which one are you
St.
on?
Louis Cardinals.
Oh, goodness.
All this time, how many football games do you think you play in 3 years? How do you get it wrong with the St. Louis Cardinals?
Did you say 3 years or 5?
You know what I think? Randy, hold on. Let's just stop.
Yeah.
Let's just make this homework. You can do this after work.
Okay. Well,
because
Cardinals are 585 and 803.
Well,
in the
that's
last
not
5
our
years.
team.
Ooh, okay.
That's the wrong team. That's a St. Louis baseball Cardinals
No, that's the Arizona Cardinal football team. 585 and 803.
in 5 years.
Yeah.
They don't play that. They don't play 1,200 games.
5 years. Yeah. Last 5 years.
I think we need to. I think we have reached the max capacity of Randy White being able to do any sort of a math.
The way I could do this kind of math here, I'm just saying.
Probably let's just go ahead and stop with the math.
All right.
I don't feel better. That's all
Okay.
there is to it.
Yep. There it is.
Just wanted to feel better. Baker's Cocky Hen says Mercury are 10 games over 500 the last 10 years. See, there you go. We got that going for us. Brunswick guy says, yeah, I'm going to have to turn this off. My kids are scared now. Keon's yelling unnecessarily, making no sense when his Nationals and Capitals have all won championships in the last 5 years.
How is that making any sense? Because you
32 and 50, the Cardinals over the last 5 years. 32, 50 and 1.
If you go to the nation's capital, DC,
yeah,
and ask those people what title would make them the happiest, I promise you, the football team and the basketball team are more important. Now, take your hands, Google, and type what those teams have done, not for the last 5 or 10, but 15 to 20, and then get back to me, Brunswick guy.
Oh, geez. Am I going backwards
No,
again?
no,
15
no. He's
years?
asking somebody else.
No,
to do
I'm
this
asking
math.
Brunswick guy.
You don't need to do it.
Asking
You're done.
me, it doesn't.
No more math.
Telling me I don't make any sense. Brunswick guy, you don't live in Arizona. This is not your conversation on your butt out.
Oh my God!
I like how I told Keon to butt out. Now he's telling the other guy to butt out.
Well, no,
We're all just-
Brunswick guy has inserted himself into
He's
a conversation.
Canadian. What the hell is he even doing here?
Exactly. Look, I moved here, but I live here now. Brunswick guy.
All
You know
right,
what?
Cardinals are in 15 years. They're
Oh, no, Randy,
let's
nobody
see,
asked you about 15 years.
112 and 129 in 15 years. Yeah.
Bruno Baller says in Arizona, it looks like women's basketball, indoor football, and soccer are the real winners in town.
What do you mean soccer?
No,
What
that's true.
soccer
No.
team do we have?
Oh,
Phoenix
the
Rising.
Phoenix Rising, they actually do pretty good.
All right.
Anyway.
Mm.
Well, thanks a lot, Big Jake.
Yeah.
You just depressed the hell
Yes,
out of all
it's
of us.
almost like
Thanks,
it means
Jake.
something that the
Can we
teams
go
you
home now?
actually
It's
care
Friday,
about are winning.
so-
I'd like to go home, but
Can we?
You
Just
know, we
right now.
we are contractually obligated to be here. So
Damn it.
everyone listening,
Well,
you
it's
should leave.
Friday.
You should
know,
go.
You should
Yeah.
go.
Everyone listening should go. We don't blame you. We're stuck here. You guys just should go because
I believe it's a strawberry moon tonight. Yeah.
I've
What?
never heard of that.
I know it's a full moon.
I think it's a strawberry moon. Yeah.
Strawberry moon forever.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just, no, I think it's a strawberry moon tonight. Yeah.
I wonder what the Beatles would have been if they'd, maybe taken a trip to Niagara Falls instead of India. You know what I mean? I wonder what would have, wonder what would have been different.
They would have become Canadians.
Very polite albums would follow.
Yeah.
Nothing offensive,
Mm.
really.
Anyway, let's take a break. And when we come back, let's talk about, the Celtics had a parade. And one of the best T-shirts I ever saw showed up at that parade. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Major League Baseball, the Arizona Diamondbacks are back on the road as they take on the Philadelphia Phillies tonight to begin a 3-game weekend series. The Diamondbacks have won 5 of their last 7, coming off a 5-2 victory on Thursday in D.C. against the Washington Nationals, where they took 2 of 3 in that series. Jordan Montgomery gets the start tonight for Arizona, while Taijuan Walker will counter for Philadelphia. The Diamondbacks getting a run and a half, minus 165 on the run line. The Phillies minus a run and a half, plus 140. On the money line, Arizona is plus 115. Philadelphia minus 135, but the over-under run total is at 9.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Small businesses are the engines that power our country. So why is it so hard for them to acquire business funding for things like expansion and cash flow? Meet Swish Funding, the business funding platform exclusively for small businesses. Whether it's $25,000 or even $2 million, our process takes just minutes with cash in less than 24 hours. You must be in business for at least 1 year with an average monthly revenue of at least $25,000. Apply at swishradio.com. Swishradio.com.
It doesn't get much better than having a job you love, working with people you love, children. And when you become a certified childcare provider, you can spend your days surrounded by your favorite people. Enjoy a fulfilling career caring for up to 4 children in your home. You'll get to run your own business, support children's development, provide parents with peace of mind, and make a difference in your community. Get certified to become a childcare provider at childcare.azccrr.com. Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Economic Security.
One of the most common questions people ask is if they can still afford to retire on $1 million or $2 million anymore. With stocks near all-time highs and bonds at all-time lows, it's actually a great question. 2008 taught millions of retiring engineers, teachers, and other professionals a costly lesson that years of market gains can be wiped out in just weeks of market losses. Not a problem if you're 30 years old with a few decades to make it back, but not if you are in retirement or almost there. I like to follow the 30-50-70 rule. The closer you are to 50 or 70, then at least 30 to 50% of your money should be kept safe at all times, like in an uncapped, principal secure, next generation annuity. Come and see why.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now at 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with Steve. Call 480-902-3333 and visit IQannuity.com.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
With the first pick. Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together. You know, to get acquainted. Summer means mini camp, OTAs, then pre-season. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news you need to know about the NFL offseason. If it's the NFL, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So, yeah, we got the Panthers and Oilers coming up at 5 p.m. You can see that on, I think, regular ABC, Channel 15, or the ESPN Plus. Then, of course, the Diamondbacks, they start up here in about 10 minutes against the Phillies. Oh, dear God. But that's, I guess, only on Apple TV, Apple TV Plus. Okay. Will it be on the regular stuff? You know, the channels where you're supposed to be able. So seriously, the only
I don't
place?
think so. Yeah, I think the only place you can watch is on Apple TV Plus.
I think.
However,
I
will take a look here shortly, and I will look at Fubo because that's what I have.
Yeah, let me know because I feel like, man, I hate when they do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like you've got your places, you watch your stuff, and then all of a sudden, oh, here's a place. I mean, I'm just suddenly like, well, I got Apple TV, so that's cool. But I wouldn't have had it if I didn't get it for free through T-Mobile. I was never going to pay for that.
I'm interested if they do have it on the Fubo, because it's something they've been doing over the last couple of years, where they'll pick a few select games per week, and those games will be on Apple TV exclusively. I have MLB Extra Innings, and I still can't get that game. That they blacked that out for MLB, so that you have to go to Apple. So,
well, I mean, tonight Jordan Montgomery takes the hill for the Diamondbacks. Jordan Montgomery. So, and the lineup has been pretty much the same. Torey Lovello delivered the lineup earlier this afternoon, and I got that through MLB.com. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to be happening here. But I'll tell you, the Diamondbacks, I'm not worried about them going into battle against Philadelphia. I know Philadelphia is a juggernaut.
Yeah, they are.
But and I know they've got some payback to impart. But the Diamondbacks are they're 5-4 in the last 15 games. So
Big George says Sunday's Diamondbacks game is part of Roku's Sunday Morning Baseball. Game time 8:30 a.m. on Roku only. Who the hell has Roku? Who the hell's going to watch a game at 8:30 a.m.? There's many things wrong here. Well, the other part is my mom used to have the Roku, and then I don't know why she got rid of it.
But a Roku account is completely free.
Yeah.
So
you should be able well, if you want to see this, you should be able to just go get that.
Yeah, like who the hell has Roku? Well, they
but
want
aren't you
to go
annoyed with
get
having to do that though?
I'm more annoyed with having to pay.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
You're
if
right.
it's free, fine, whatever. Like as long as I can get access to it without having to work that hard. I open up my phone, I go to the Roku app, I download it, I have it, and I can watch the game.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's at least slightly annoying.
It's slightly annoying, but when you consider how many of these things are put behind walls you actually have to pay to get behind, yeah, I'll take it.
I keep telling myself I ain't paying for one more wall, and then I pay for another wall.
Yeah, they're going to reach a breaking point, but I don't think they've reached it yet with enough people.
And then I forget about the walls I've paid for that are over there. I haven't even looked at those walls in a while.
It's been a little bit.
Feels like I probably should be more responsible, I guess, but whatever. So today, I guess they were pretty responsible in Boston. No violence, no gunshots, no issues, no incidences, at least that I'd heard of. But the Celtics have their parade, and of course, as you know, they have their record 18th NBA championship. Did you hear that, Ralph? Celtics have 18. Oh, yeah, okay. Anyway, and so they had a nice parade. Everything was fine. Al Horford, he was wearing a banger of a T-shirt here. Take a look at this. Now, you remember in Boston when old Tom Brady You know, got a little drunk.
Yeah.
Remember he got a little drunk at the
on his own tequila, I believe.
right,
Yes.
that little
Yes.
avocado
Yeah.
tequila
Yeah.
or whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so Al Horford has a T-shirt with that famous picture of the guy escorting Tom Brady. So he's got drunk Tom Brady on his T-shirt right here. I know it's kind of hard to see on this picture because it was on the. I'm giving you a picture of a picture of a screen. Al Horford walks up on the stage just wearing this drunk Tom Brady shirt. That's legendary. That's awesome. I wouldn't mind having that T-shirt. Except for I don't want Tom Brady on me. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're in Boston,
you don't want him on you?
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm a Colts fan. I don't want Tom Brady on me.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
In any sense of the phrase. But that's a pretty good T-shirt. Drunk Tom Brady at his championship parade on Al Horford at his championship parade.
Look, if Tom wants to hang on me and let me help him walk through the streets there at Tampa Bay after winning a Super Bowl, yeah, I'll help him. Sure.
It's not about helping Tom Brady. I just don't want it on my T-shirt.
I called the liver transplant folks at Mayo.
Yeah,
and they will not let me donate a kidney.
Rejected. Why?
Yeah. One of my kidneys has a lot of cysts on it. The other one I kind of need.
Give him the one with the cysts.
Because
what does that help?
No, here's why. Because during the surgery, it's got things to hold on to. It's easier.
Yeah.
It's not so slippery because it's got the cysts.
I see. Yeah. Yeah, like grab things that you would have on a sheer rock face, right? Like
sure.
Yeah,
you want
they
want
won't let
something a little traction there.
Yeah, they appreciated my call. They said thank you, but no, thank you. You can't. You're not allowed. You're disqualified. So
if more people loved me, I'd donate a kidney.
Well, listen, I love you, and I think Keon.
Yeah, but you can't. You're no good to me now. You can't give me a kidney.
Well, I mean, I would if I had to.
Yeah, but that's easy to say when you know you don't have to now.
Nobody's
going to let you.
I would go down to Mexico and I'd have them take my kidney out and ship it to you.
I don't know if you're allowed to do that, but
it just seems illegal.
Keon, would you give me a kidney?
Would I give you a kidney? Yeah. Why are you looking at me like that?
Don't know if I believe you.
Why would that's an easier thing for me to do for you because I know you and we're friends, as opposed to Nate Robinson, who I like, but is a complete stranger, and I don't have enough members of my own family that I would trust to give me a kidney, or that I needed a kidney. So I got to hold on to both
you
my
said
kidneys.
yesterday on this very radio program, Keon, that none of your kin folk would give you a kidney.
Almost none.
He can't count on it.
I didn't say none.
If you can't count on it, you shouldn't be donating any kind of kidney.
And like you said, people have to be similar and stuff. Like my brother would absolutely give me his kidney, except that he's 6'4", and so probably
he should give a kidney to Nate Robinson. Then
he's bigger than Nate Robinson, so
Big George should give a kidney to Nate Robinson.
That would definitely not work.
Yep, there it is.
Now you're getting too far in the opposite direction of what Nate Robinson would need.
Walter Mellon says, Jeffrey, one of the replies for giving you a kidney was genuine. The other one was just to keep their job. You decide. Yeah, Keon knows I don't need a kidney, so of course he's going to say yes.
Okay. Yeah. Look, you apparently you don't know me as a person, which hurts my feelings. Now I rescind my kidney. Take it back. If you want a kidney, since you don't believe I would give you a kidney, now I won't give you a kidney.
I'll give you my kidney.
Get a kidney from
I
somebody
don't
else.
put conditions on my kidneys.
I put conditions on my kidneys, like believing I would give you a kidney. It's very hurtful that you assume that I only said that to keep my job.
I didn't have the idea. Walter Mellon was the one
Walter
who said
Mellon,
it.
but then you agreed with him. You agreed with him.
Well, it caused me to consider it. You got to consider things.
But then you actually said out loud.
I don't want to end up needing a kidney and thinking, okay, no problem. Get Keon on the phone and then find out, yeah, I don't work for you anymore.
As opposed to not believing me now and making sure you don't have a kidney later. That's it.
As long as I have breath in my lungs, Jeffco, you can have any one of my kidneys.
Well, I want the one without cysts on it.
Believe
All
Walter
right,
Mellon
very
over
well.
me.
Thank you.
Well,
if I'm going to get one, I want one with no cysts.
But I thought it was going to make it easier for them to grab onto.
For the other guy. I want the good one. Come on. Not that there's anything wrong with having a kidney with cysts on it. Yeah, that's going to work just fine.
The only problem is Nate Robinson would have an insatiable thirst for bourbon after he gets my kidney.
Why is that a problem?
I don't see it.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Big George says,
wakes
I'd
up
give
from
Keon
surgery.
one of my kidneys.
He wakes up from surgery. He's like, "Do you have a shot of bourbon?"
George says he'll give you one of his kidneys, Keon, as long as he gets one of your lungs.
Again,
when
you
he
are
needs it.
you are 7 feet tall. I don't think it's compatible. And no, I'm not offering my lungs.
This is starting to turn out to be like the plot from the movie The Island, where they made these clones, and then the clones were just basically organ farms.
You do need, George, you do know I need both of my lungs. You can't have a lung.
You can get by with a lung.
You need both your lungs.
See, there's a little edge of selfishness of Keon.
No,
and
you
his...
like medically, you don't give a lung. You get lung transplants after you die. I know this because my dad got a lung transplant. That's how he was able to live a few more years for. So
you can't live on one lung?
No.
Oh. Oh, we're learning something here.
If that was the case, I'd have given my dad my lung ages ago when he actually needed it, as opposed to now that he's dead.
Gotcha. See, Oli, that's nice of you to offer the lung to your dad.
If it would have worked,
right? I don't know. My think I'm going to keep my lungs.
Yeah, you need them.
Well, now that I know I need both.
Yeah, it's not a selfishness thing. Like you just genuinely need.
You
both
don't
your
want
lungs.
my lungs because here's the thing. I spent years in the back seat of my dad's car with him driving down the road smoking with the windows up.
Just secondhand smoke, just going directly to you.
And you think I'd be smart after that, because then I immediately walked out on a stand-up comedy stage for half a decade where everyone was still smoking in clubs.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing. I was with my wife over at Rick Bronson's House of Comedy, and she's like, so how's it feel to be back in the comedy club? I'm like, it's weird. She's like, why? Because I can breathe. It's clean air in here
too. It's
I'm not used to
hazy
this.
and yeah.
I know. It's just, you have to put in like a fog machine just to give me a little something I'm used to in this place. So anyway, Mr. Wilbur says, I will donate a kidney, but you won't be able to see when you're going to the bathroom. Wilbur, just because you're blind doesn't mean your kidneys are blind.
How
that doesn't
work,
apply
Mr.
to
Wilbur?
every part of you. I don't think anybody on the show or listening to the show knows much about how things work. And I'm just going to just leave that there in general.
That's fair. Yeah.
About anything.
I think that we collectively, Fourth Dimension and us on the show, have earned that. We've earned that. Yeah.
See, look at Big George. He's a lawyer, and he's like, wait, what? You need both lungs?
Yes, Big George, you need both your lungs. Why?
He says, fine, I'll give you a kidney if you give me a spare testicle. How did you know he has 3? Was I not supposed to say that?
What do you mean spare?
He said, I might need it. All these kids were popping out all over the place.
That is your issue.
Who has a spare testicle? Can you transplant a testicle?
I don't know. It's not a life
That's
or
a pretty
death.
good question.
It's not a life or death thing. So I don't think anyone's ever asked that before.
I don't know who asked the question. Hey, somebody make a plastic little fake testicle for my dog, but you can buy them. And they have them. When you get your dog fist, they're called nutticles. I'm not making this up. It's a real thing.
Wow.
Little plastic fake testicles. So so the dog doesn't have low self-esteem from having his nuts chopped off.
That's wow.
That's a real thing.
Wow.
Nutticles. I could see a guy wanting that. You know,
Well,
if
yeah.
something went wrong down there, it's like
sometimes
you got a walnut around here, just stick that in there. You know, I don't know what you got, but I like that we needed it for the dogs more than we needed it for humans.
Yeah, because I think humans can kind of talk themselves out of, okay, you know what, that like my worth as a person isn't that, and so if something happens to me, that's not the end of my value.
Yeah, if she ended up looking weird naked, but a dog doesn't care if he's got nuts or not.
Yeah, you might look weird naked potentially, but you can get over it. And
the dog is going to lick
whoever you're
himself
with, you
no
get
matter
over it.
what's going on.
Yeah,
Matters not to the dog.
but the dog can't reason why he's depressed. He's just depressed.
Yeah, if I lose a nut, I'm getting a fake testicle put in there.
Look, if you lose a nut, I'll give you one of mine, Jeffco.
I appreciate that.
We were
Randy.
just actually
Thank
trying to
you.
figure out if that's even possible. But
Yeah,
oh no,
yeah.
it's
You can-
it's possible.
You
Yeah.
can transplant your testes to another
Oh, yeah.
person.
Yeah.
See, I
They
don't know.
wire
I-
them up and everything.
I wanna
oh
Google it.
yeah, yeah.
It's just one of
I
those.
don't think you can wire it up though. I don't
Yeah, oh,
feel
yeah.
like you can do that.
Are you kidding me? Do you know what it takes to put a liver back together?
I am tempted to Google it, but I don't want that on my history.
Hmm.
Testicle transplant.
I'd give you one of mine. But I must warn you,
Mhm.
I have sired 6 kids.
Oh, listen, man.
Maybe it's better you go through life with one testicle.
Well, yeah, mine are miracles too. You know what I'm saying?
Because if I
there
give
was
you one of mine, you might have like 12 kids.
There's a
Like,
stretch of time. If I walked
right
by
away.
a girl at the mall, suddenly she was knocked up. I was like 30 feet away.
Oh,
just saying.
Interesting problems.
Whoa, not my problem. Why do you think I stay away from 23andMe? I'm not ever going on that site. I'm never giving the DNA to Ancestry.com. Are you out of your mind? Yes. Who are all you people? Your children. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Ah, no. I don't want to tell my kids, stay off there too, please.
Because they could trace your
Yeah,
similar
till
DNA.
I'm gone. Wait till I'm gone.
and then check it out.
Wait till I'm gone. Then throw your DNA everywhere. Okay.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
it's not great. It's not great
But
phrasing.
it's true. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, let's talk some NBA stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, John, why so glum? I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
We're kicking off summer's greatest hits at Macy's, and we're celebrating with our lowest prices of the summer. Take 40 to 60% off everything you need to make the most of beach days, backyard barbecues, and summer weddings. Because Macy's has you covered for the big days and all the little moments that make up summer's greatest hits. Shop our lowest prices of the summer today at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices, exclusions apply.
8 Out presents Terrifying Jobs.
Bull Rider, take 2. Today we're talking with Clifford Maxwell, a rodeo bullfighter. His job? Distract raging bulls from going after thrown riders. Cliff, this seems like a really terrifying job. Why do you do it?
I love protecting the bull riders when they get bucked up.
How big are these bulls?
12 to 2,200 pounds of pure muscle.
You're not cowed by any of this, obviously. Is there anything that scares you?
Yeah. Distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by ADOT, the ABA, and this station.
As we plan for our retirement, there are 4 questions we need to ask ourselves or our retirement planning advisor. How much? How long? How safe? And what cost? Let's start with how much. That is, how much income we think we'll need each and every year for the rest of our lives, including all the activities we want to enjoy during our retirement, like travel, recreation, and entertainment, plus the cost of housing, including repair and maintenance, taxes, insurance, and utilities, as well as the cost of healthcare, including expenses not covered by Medicare.
Enjoy safe, secure lifetime income of 5 to 9% for life, depending on age and deferral period, with no fee deductions and no annuitizing. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so let's compare free in Scottsdale. For more, visit iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
that, Kiss the Cook. Today, Blender here on 1580. The Fanatic, Kiss the Cook, says, hey, I'm checking out the Blender signal here in Park City, Utah. Got some gold and fishing in. Golf, I think he means golf. Golf good, fishing sucked. He said, I'll tell you what, though, I'll donate some fat for boob implants. I think they should use real body fat, not silicone, makes for that real feel. Well, I don't think you can transfer fat from one person to another.
No,
I think you can.
I think with those, you use they use your own fat. And
your fat, but not
somebody else's fat.
Well, I think you can use somebody else's fat.
Also,
fat is fat.
The fat doesn't always survive the transplant. So,
well, that's true. Yeah,
my fat will survive anything. I got the kind of fat that will always be here with me. Quiet Cannon says, when are we going to medical Talto switch from sports talk? When are you going to stop texting when you're good and drunk? King Kitten says, here's a new texter nickname, Lost Baby.
Lost.
Or how about mostly for the randomness of it?
I don't want to be on this show anymore if all of a sudden I'm like, are you my daddy? Says I don't want to read that text. Just don't want to be here for that. Wilbur says, I'm pretty sure Dolly Parton has both of her lungs. Yes, she does.
Excuse me.
So let's talk about some NBA stuff. So LeBron James, they're saying that he's probably going to opt out of his contract, become an unrestricted free agent, but stay in LA, thus being able to rework his contract the way he wants his contract. And they're saying he probably wants a no trade clause. Are we sure he wants to stay in LA at all? Does anybody have the idea that he? Yeah. I mean, I know JJ Redick, his pal, just became coach, but that doesn't mean he wants to stay there because Pelinka is still the GM and the lineup's still the lineup. So, what are you thinking here with this LeBron James thing?
I think he wants to be in LA, but I don't think that he has to be in LA. I don't think that he is so attached to the idea of playing for the Lakers that if they don't do what he would like contractually. In this particular case, I think the no trade clause is huge because at this stage in his career, be a very valuable trade asset. And if they trade you, they're probably trading you to a team that's not a championship team. So he's trying to avoid that. LeBron likes to control his own destiny and those sorts of things. So I genuinely think that he would like to be in LA. I don't think that that's a guarantee that he stays, though.
I feel like it'd be amazing and hilarious. We'll say the Lakers, right? They take care of LeBron James. They get him sorted out. He's like, all right, I'm going to retire a Laker. Oh, boy. Everybody's like, yay. And then the Lakers are like, hey, let's do a favor for LeBron. Let's do this. Let's just do something special for LeBron. And they go get Bronny. And then we find out, and then Bronny is sitting there on draft night, and there's LeBron. And the Los Angeles Lakers take Bronny James. And LeBron goes, son of a bitch. He's like, oh, God, was that out loud? I'm sorry. He doesn't want to play with him. It's just like, it's like, I've been telling everybody I don't want to play with him. I'm trying to do it in the nice way, do it in the nicest way, where I'm like, oh, I don't have to. I'm not going to leave the Lakers to go play with Bronny somewhere else. And they, oh, God, now he's here. Him and his 5 points a game. Son of a bitch.
Well,
I hope that's something that's going to happen.
I doubt that that's the reason.
You hope that's something that's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the draft just for that.
It's going to be devastating for Bronny. But no, I don't think that. Well, first off, I don't think the Lakers are drafting Bronny.
If they're sitting there, just even the look on LeBron's face, and the Los Angeles Lakers take Bronny James.
If you're mad at that point, the reason has to be not because you think that Bronny is bad, just like, what is this organization doing? What is the process they use to come to that particular conclusion? That being said, man, don't be surprised if Bronny goes higher than people think. He's the GMs like him. The GMs like him a lot.
Well, of course they're going to like him. They're going to say they like him. They're trying to impress LeBron James.
No, because they're saying it anonymously. They're not telling anybody. There's no names attached to this. It's anonymous stuff from the general managers. They like Bronny.
We have a new texter on the text line. Might be real, might not be. 4827 says, first time texter, long time listener. Can I have the texter nickname of Who's Your Daddy? That's like, no, I don't think so. That's a question.
You also genuinely just heard that that's not a name that anybody wants to hear.
Who's
on
your
the text
daddy
line.
says. Why not?
No,
And then
what I said is, are you my daddy?
No,
Says. And that's different. But he says, my girlfriend likes it when I say that during lovemaking.
Well,
Who's
now,
your
now
daddy?
you've all but
Who's your
guaranteed that
daddy?
it will not
So
happen.
you're doing the big dirty, and then your girl likes it when you say, "Who's your daddy?"
And then you wanted to hear a guy say it on sports talk radio.
Isn't
Who's your
that
daddy?
weird? Yeah.
Yeah, that is a little weird. You want to hear me
No,
say
it's,
who's your
it's
daddy?
not. It's not a
Who's
little
your
weird.
daddy?
It's bleeping bizarre.
Who's your daddy?
What?
Well, 4827 says, I like your show. It's been a welcome respite for me while I work in the fields.
What fields do you work in?
It's like 115 degrees again today.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's hot out there. Trust me.
It's 112 right now, and the sun is trying to set.
Wait a
I don't
minute.
believe you work in any fields.
Where do you give off telling the temperature, Keon?
I didn't give the weather, just the
You
temperature.
said 112 right now. How do you
That's-
know this?
The
Keon.
computer's got the thing right there. on
No,
the screen.
the computer is wrong. It's 113.
Damn.
Okay,
I went
it's
outside.
give me
It
the
felt way
temperature in
worse than that.
Scottsdale, so I'm not saying the whole valley.
Keon.
I'm talking about where I am. And I
It's
also
not
once
112 where you're at. It's 113. And there's an excessive heat warning. You know what? I may have to take the rest of the day off.
No, nice
Jeffrey.
try. You can just stay
Yeah,
right where you're
I
at.
didn't do the weather.
He just did the weather.
I didn't do the weather.
It's in my contract.
The temperature is
Well,
not.
Randy, why don't you just
The
go ahead
weather
and
is
do
the
the weather
whole
right now?
thing.
Well, I mean, I could right now, sure.
So that-
I
so
mean,
that Keon can't
since-
take it from you?
Well, Keon,
I don't
I'm trying
want
to
it.
do the weather.
I do
just
not want it. It's
severe
all
weather
yours.
statement in effect right now. Excessive heat warning, and that's for Maricopa County. We're looking at 107 by 7 o'clock tonight. It's 113 currently. Some clouds moving through the valley, heading towards the East Valley. We could have a pretty serious dust storm, rainstorm out there. Be careful if you're driving towards the east. Wind currently out of the west-southwest at 23 miles an hour for gusts. Tomorrow, 101 degrees under cloudy situations. Currently 113 under cloudy skies. From the 1580, the Fanatic Harmon Solar Weather Center Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff Coe. And not you, Keon.
That's very specific.
I don't know what you think you're doing.
You
giving
did
the weather.
You did
Don't
so many
you know
things that I
that
can't
is
do.
my thing.
Correct.
Okay.
Which is why I didn't do the weather.
Nah, you
gave
just
the-
said
you gave
no.
the-
The temperature
You
is.
gave
know,
the temperature.
You see
gave
what happens
just-
now
when
you
when-
anger a fake weatherman?
You float in here and think you're a meteorologist.
I've
Do you know
always
how many
had your back
years
on
of
meteorology.
schooling
And this
that I
this
had
feels
to
like a
take?
betrayal.
And what kind of a man? It's not my betrayal.
And-
You're the
and-
one
and then- and the
that
next time-
spouted out
the
the
next-
weather without any sort of authorization from me.
The next time that
Okay.
Jeffrey questions your credentials, I will not be backing you up, good sir. I have
Well,
always done
well,
so,
that's too
and that
bad
is
for you,
deeply unfair.
since you like to blabber out the current temperatures.
Harry Soap says, did Randy just give out the current weather for Venus, or was that for our area? Yeah, I know,
No,
right?
that was for
Holy
us.
crap.
Yeah.
By the way, we're going to try to distract from this argument and try to save some lives, if you don't mind. Because as you know, summer is here. It's been here for a bit, and now it's good and hot. Anything over 110, I'll say, is hot.
Yep.
And Consumer Reports says, hey, if you're getting in a car, here's how you quickly cool down your car. Number one, don't live in Arizona. That's
the best
first
way.
thing,
That's true.
personally.
right
Yeah.
off the bat.
That's a good point right there. Yeah. Yeah.
The second, if you do, start driving. Don't sit there waiting for your air conditioning to cool off, because they
That's
say your
true.
car's
Yeah.
air conditioning works better when you're actually driving,
Intake of air. Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Versus trying to cool the car by just sitting there.
Yeah.
Also, open all your windows for like 10 to 20 seconds. If it takes about that long for the AC to start cooling, so you'll be helping cool the interior. I always call it venting. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
That's
venting, and all the windows
Yeah,
come
that's
down.
it. Venting.
But here's a little trick I didn't know. Once the cold air starts coming out of the vents, you roll up your front windows. But if you have back windows, leave them down for another 10 to 20 seconds. It'll help pull cold air to the back of the car.
Ah,
And then you roll those
ah.
things up. Now you got a cooler
That's-
car.
That's why you're Jeffrey O'Brien right there.
And the next thing you do, set the AC to the lowest temperature, adjust the fan speed, and direction, right on you to make you feel better and more comfortable. If you have passengers in the back seat, the hell with them. Just make sure it's pointed at you.
At you, yes.
And maybe turn off recirculation mode in the back so it doesn't get stale and hot. So, oh, by the way, if you have one of those cars that auto stops and starts at red lights, those cars, I would never own one. But
Turn
they
that
have those.
feature off.
Yeah, because the air conditioning might stop too when you're doing that.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
So that's all I got. There's no way to keep a car cool here in Arizona.
I mean, great points, Jeffco. Other than get into your car with oven mitts. Yeah.
No, it's put a sock on your shifter if you have a. Well, nobody has
a sock
or a tank
on
top
your
to the pool. That was a mistake.
Hey guys, we'll be back hour 2 after this. It's the Daily Blender on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MOTOR for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MOTOR for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MOTOR.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps in Arizona looks like more than 27,000 members, 29 million hours served, nearly 75 million in scholarships, millions of lives changed. When you sign up for AmeriCorps in Arizona, you make a difference. Also, earn a living stipend, plus education scholarships. Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a walk-off grand slam or a base hit to center field, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem or wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. We got this new texter in the last hour, claimed to be working in the fields. And I'm like, what fields? And he says, believe me or not, I work in farming.
may seem unlikely in Arizona, but there is legitimate farming going on
Oh,
in
yeah.
this state.
Yeah.
I
A lot of
recently
farms.
moved here from
Yeah.
Orlando, Florida, where I used to pick citrus crops. Okay, so what crops are you working on right now, 4827?
I'm sorry if we made it seem like we didn't believe you. I
Oh,
was
I
just
didn't believe him at
genuinely
all.
curious what fields.
I didn't believe him at all. There's
mean,
no,
I
there
very
ain't
vague.
nobody in a field right now doing anything.
Instead of who's your daddy, maybe it's Farmer in the Dell.
Hmm.
Farmer in the Dell, the farmer in the Dell. See what I'm saying?
E-I-E-I-O says.
No, no. E-I-E-I-O? No.
I like E-I-E-I-O says,
Maybe,
personally.
maybe.
I don't know. But, well, this person probably has their own personality, their own
Well,
thoughts.
he wanted
Who's your daddy? That ain't nothing. So,
Who's your daddy?
all right. Well, I'm curious what you're working there. If you're a farmer here in hell, farmer in the hell. That's what this is.
Farmer in the hell. Yeah, I could see that. Sure.
So we were talking about LeBron James, and it's like, yeah, there's no reason LeBron wouldn't stay in LA. He's got the coach figurehead that he wanted put into place, and now he's got that. I don't know what they're going to do about the personnel there, but all right. So here's JJ Redick, and I was reading the story. I guess Kobe Bryant could not stand JJ Redick, and I thought, oh, I wonder what this is about. Turns out it's about nothing but petty. Yeah. Kobe Bryant was jealous. He was jealous because Coach K was raving about JJ Redick. And so when they're on the Olympic team together, he was totally bullying him. Was just all upset and mad because Coach K was just like, oh, yeah, this JJ Redick guy, he was something special. And he just got tired of it. So
that's I saw that Carmelo Anthony has the podcast thing, and he was telling that story. And so there was so much more swearing in that. Oh, this MF for this, this MF for that. And then you're just like, Kobe, what is your problem?
You hear that one guy says, no, that's exactly how Kobe was.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is Kobe is like a lot of other guys. Like they just find reasons to get mad so they can be motivated for another thing. And that's how he was wired. Like
he said that mother effer ain't let JJ Redick score in practice.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's hilarious. It's just like it almost reminds me of that story with Shaq where he just accused David Robinson of denying him an autograph when he was a kid.
Right.
And then
Just
David
made it
Robinson
up.
is sitting there going, did I do that? That doesn't sound like me. I'm so sorry. How do I make it up to you? Because he's a nice guy. And then Shaq was like, yeah, no, I made it up so I could be mad.
It's funny to make something up so you yourself can be mad. It's like, he's like, I know this is a lie, but I'm going to say it, and then I'm going to believe it so I can get motivated and angry.
It's like, because Coach K wasn't talking about JJ Redick to rub it in anybody's face. He's just saying, look, he's the young guy that's going to be on the Olympic team, and it's part of the tradition. We bring one of the young players along, and he deserves to be here. That's all he was probably trying to say. And then Kobe was like, no, don't want to hear about this kid. Tired of him already.
Fouling him constantly in these practices, and it makes you wonder, maybe that helped make JJ Redick better. You know, learning to play uphill against something like that.
Probably, but boy, you never saw it coming when it first happened. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that first one was like,
nobody rolls out the ball to a practice like that and is just getting locked up. Like, what did I do to you?
So there is this surprising and maybe not surprising level of pettiness that you started to see with Michael Jordan's The Last Dance. There are certain things where I remember Saturday Night Live did a spoof of the little security guard flipping quarters with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that girl, you know, the little guy with the gray hair, where he's like, yeah, the skit continued. And as you're watching the skit, what was really funny about it, where he took his house, he took his wife, he took everything. Jordan took everything from this person. You know, you could actually see Jordan still actually doing that in real life. It was very plausible after now you've learned what you've learned. So maybe there is that level of pettiness to be great. You know, Kobe's got it and Michael Jordan's got it. You know, maybe that's just a thing, you know.
I mean,
got to be petty.
I don't think you have to be, but I do think that if you have
the two best players of the last 50 years, petty as hell.
I think you can have it, but I don't think you need to have it. It's just one of those things that it doesn't hurt to have. Because, like, I don't know, because people have accurately described Michael Jordan as a basketball psychopath. Guys
Mhm.
just at the gym at 3 in the morning. Just what are you doing? I'm just shooting. And then Michael Jordan has all of his stories about how he'd be trying to get to bed at maybe 4, and then Kobe would call him. And it would just be like, hey, when you were shooting a jumper, what did you do? Like it was, and it's like the normal conversation. You're like, Kobe, you realize it's 4 a.m.? What?
So these guys were competitive petty. I'm fun petty.
Yeah, like
You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Those guys are not fun. No, and like Tom Brady's like that too. Like when you hear the stories
True,
about
yeah.
him, like the chip on his shoulder is massive. He doesn't. I don't think he's as out there with that part of his personality. But Tiger's like that. But there are also guys who have been successful, incredibly successful, and they're not wired quite that way. But the obsessive guys, I do think there's something about how hard they're willing to work just to prove one person who told them something wrong when they were 7. Like that, there is something there.
Who's that in the background? Am I the only one that hears voices?
No, I hear the voices too. Yeah.
Is that your place? Is that
Not
the radio
me.
station?
No, it's not here.
I'm like hearing a dude in the background. He's like on the phone or something. Is it the radio station?
Is it Ralph?
Ralph, are you on there? What if he left his thing hooked up and we're like listening or eavesdropping on Ralph's comments?
Ralph.
Who the hell is that?
I think that's Ralph.
You guys can hear it too, right?
It's not going out over the air.
Oh.
It's because he's in queue.
Well, now we just sound crazy.
He's in queue, and he never disconnected.
No, he's not in queue. I can hear him. He's
well, no, he's in queue as in not going out over the air.
You might as well pot it up.
Hey, Ralph.
I don't sound crazy. Well, the thing is, I
yeah,
can't pot it up because I don't know what he's going to say.
What do you? Oh, come on, live on the edge.
No.
Ralph.
The person in this scenario who can most be easily fired is me if he says that no.
I don't think so. Jeffrey told you to pot it up.
I understand that.
Ralph.
I understand that.
Yeah, don't pot him up.
I'm going to leave that one alone because
let's not pot him up.
He doesn't know he's on. So if he says
Ralph?
something, what am I supposed to do about it?
Whatever the conversation he's having is
Boy, he's
amazing.
having a
He is
he's
engrossed.
having a joyful conversation.
Do you want me to take him off the mix minus?
I'm just going to go ahead and log in on the back end and disconnect him for you. There you go. And he's gone.
Ralph.
Oh, and then now he's back on.
Not there.
Well, you text him, tell him to turn that off.
Oh,
After he left,
Ralph?
he says, "What are the voices telling you?" I don't know, but whatever it is, it's funny back there.
I feel like the voices are telling me to take the rest of the day off.
Nice try, Randy. You're not going nowhere.
Damn it.
Vermont Dog says Black Mamba was petty and not the nicest guy, yo. Say it isn't so. I thought guys who raped women in hotel rooms were just the coolest. That's a good point. That's not a bad point. That is probably the best point Vermont Dogs has made since he's been texted into the show.
On the show.
Can't argue that. Ralph has crabs says, is Ralph talking about having crabs on the other line?
No.
Well, he's laughing, so probably not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kiss the Cook says,
unless they're tickling him. Yeah.
they're saying a hot day here tomorrow, expecting 91 degrees. I guess here in Utah, Mormons burn easily. I guess for them, that
Please.
is a heat advisory, isn't
Child,
it?
please.
Heat
91?
advisory.
Are you kidding me? Please.
Anyway,
when you're very pale, it doesn't take as much.
look at me. I'm very pale.
Ralph.
And that's why you don't go outside, I assume. And just
So his Comrex has been hooked up overnight.
I guess.
He doesn't hear the music up in there.
I don't know. Does he? I don't know. I have no idea.
So moving
We should
on.
listen in and find out how he makes the deals.
No. You're probably right. Taking him out of the mix minus and shutting down everything.
It's just
Very distracting. So you
That's
guys
too
can't
bad.
hear it on the air, but like you're having a full conversation behind you.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So this surprised the hell out of me. I
Okay.
was surprised. Surprised like at every single point in the conversation that the Warriors offered Klay Thompson a contract before free agency. First off, the fact that they want Klay Thompson is surprising. The fact they offered him a contract before free agency is surprising. And the fact that Klay Thompson is arguing about the money is surprising. Everything about this shocks me because if you saw the way Klay Thompson played this previous year, you'd be thinking, let's cut him.
I don't think so. When they moved him to the bench, he played much better. The smaller minutes, the easier matchups, because you're playing against other bench players most of the time, helped him. Like that's his role now. So yeah, it's still valuable on a team. You just don't want to
go
pay full
to
price
another
for it.
team. If he were to go, let's say, to Charlotte, would he be a bench player in Charlotte?
I mean, not Charlotte. Charlotte's bad. He'd probably start in Charlotte.
That's what I mean.
But Orlando wants him, and that he'd probably be a bench guy in Orlando.
How much money does he want?
Well, he he wanted like 3 years, 50 mil or something like that last year. And the Warriors were like, what if we knock that down to a nice 20 over 2 years? Does that sound good? And he was like, no. And then he went to the Magic because the Magic were interested, and the Magic offered him basically a similar deal. So Klay is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, between two teams that basically value him financially similarly, which is like, yeah, we're not paying more than $10 million a year for you. And not for very long, because it doesn't look like you have very long. What you have left could be valuable, but, just not for a lot of money.
I feel bad because he's had those rings in Golden State. He was one of the quote unquote Splash Brothers. He lived on the pinnacle of greatness in the NBA, and now he's just kind of been relegated to.
He's one of the 5 best 3-point shooters in the history of the league.
Right. And now he's been relegated to like a part player.
Well, yeah, but that's what happens when you get older. I mean,
I understand that, but I don't think he understands that.
Well, I've never been a Klay Thompson believer. I know the stats show what you say, one of the best 3-point shooters, but there was an issue of when it counted. And he would be, dropping threes. Then there were certain times where the game is on the line, brick, and I'm not saying it maybe in the same game, even hit. And then later on, when like you needed it the most,
that's what you have Steph. Like when the game's on the line,
Steph.
Sometimes you had to get it to Klay, but like for the most part, the guy taking the shots at the end of the game was Steph. Or when they had KD.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't really on Klay that often. That's how they won those championships. If it was,
well, then that tells you more about Klay. But Baker's Cocky Hen says Klay is the most overrated 3-point specialist ever, in my opinion.
You mean
he's really dirt poor man's Ray Allen at this point? Maybe he can revive himself like Allen did if he joins LeBron in LA.
You mean the guy that is got one of the records in the NBA is 3-point shooting?
Again, I'm
single
just saying,
season, single game.
Yes,
and
for me, it's at those moments where it was really critical, and he would just start bricking, and that was
now. But I'm saying back in his prime,
back even in
2016. I don't think that Klay Thompson was bricking in big games. I don't think
not
so.
16, no.
Yeah, but that was the best Klay Thompson
19,
season. But
yes,
but I do think that to be a poor man's Ray Allen, it makes you one of the greatest 3-point shooters ever. Like that's not a bad thing. Like that, I don't know how that works as an insult. Like, yeah, Ray Allen is Ray Allen. Plus, he has that clutch gene that maybe Klay didn't have. But like, that doesn't make him invaluable. You still play the game for 3 quarters. Before that last quarter. So okay, I can't trust you in the 4th. I still need you for 1, 2, and 3. And by the way.
Yeah.
And we don't remember this because his defense has deteriorated because of all the injuries. When Klay Thompson was in his prime, not only was he a great 3-point shooter, he was guarding the other team's best offensive player 9 times out of 10.
That's true.
He was a great defensive player. So like the idea that somehow Klay Thompson just doesn't have value, I don't buy that. And I think that he has value still, but he needs to be realistic about what that value is. It's not like the options are pay Klay Thompson boatloads of cash or don't pay him at all. There's a middle ground there where like a reasonable contract, which I think the Warriors, if they are expecting him to take 20 to 25 mil off of what he asked for, is more than reasonable.
Hey man,
they're still giving him the legacy. Well, you said that they should have cut him, which is like, no, that's not true. He didn't play like a player that should be cut this year. Once they moved him to the proper place for him to be
Well,
on
if
the
you
floor.
believe what you're dealing, then they should send him someplace else where he can
Well, he's a free
thrive.
agent. They can't send him anywhere. He can go
Well,
there.
not send, but you'll let him go off into that great good night.
But they're going to offer him something of what they think he's valued to them, and if he doesn't like that and wants to go somewhere, they're not going to overpay to keep him. That's why they've offered him the contract, and there's been no movement on those talks since.
And you know what, Kian, I think Klay Thompson is probably thinking that Golden State is going to try to overpay to keep him. I think he's banking on it.
Yeah, and I think that's a bad bet.
Yep.
That's a bad bet. Like, this is a
Do
team.
you get the same sense that I do?
Yeah.
I like Golden State will pay me what I want because they want me to stick around. Well, they did last year, but this
they
year
offered him
it's a different
something
story.
that he should have taken last
Yes,
year.
he should have.
That
but
offer is no longer on the table.
I think his ego is speaking louder than maybe some of the people in his life.
Or his agent. I don't know. Baker's Cocky Hen says, if your life depends on it, would you trust Klay to make 1 3 out of 1 attempt? He says, I sure as hell ain't waiting around to find out if he missed. I'd say, can we please give the ball to Steph Curry, please?
Well, it depends. I mean, it's talk about an NBA player taking an open 3-point shot. If my life depended on it, like, yeah. But if I had other options, like, do I get to choose between him and Reggie Miller? Because I'm taking Reggie Miller.
Oh, Reggie Miller all day. Yeah.
It's good.
But am I choosing, between Klay Thompson and Kelly Olynyk? Oh, yeah, I'll take Klay Thompson. Yeah.
So Vermont Dog says Klay Thompson to the Phoenix Suns, yo. Suns could use him. Here's the problem with that. The Suns can't afford what Klay Thompson thinks he should get.
No.
And they can't afford what he should get either.
There's always that. Yeah.
He's not a point guard either. He's not a point guard.
Oh,
right?
let's add another wing to this team,
Right.
so you can
Thank
have
you.
Devin Booker and Bradley
Yeah.
Beal and Kevin
Yeah.
Durant and
We need a point guard, and we need somebody that's like a layman in the NBA that's willing to take a softer contract to come in here and win a championship. That's what we need.
Next to nothing. I think that you draft a guy personally.
People are so unreasonable, I guess.
Could be. Yeah.
It's just if you
Kiss
can-
the Cook says it's Ralph and Leotards playing music and hosting a Denny Terrio Dance Fever jazzercise workout class. Be honest, that did sound like that. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, other things we'll talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The recent collapses of some of America's largest banks could be devastating for small businesses needing financing. But Swish Funding is there with the funds you need for expansion, inventory, increased overhead, and slow cash flow. If you have at least $25,000 in monthly revenue and have been in business for at least a year, we're ready to help with funding from $5,000 to $5 million with no collateral or personal guarantee needed. Applying takes just minutes with funds in your bank account within 24 hours. Go to swishradio.com. That's SWISH radio.com.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast, too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps looks like building lifetime changemakers in Arizona communities. From serving children alongside First Things First to Executive Director of Prevent Child Abuse Arizona. From the Pinal County Sheriff's Office to the Governor's Office, serving with AmeriCorps today creates limitless potential for every new member to lead Arizona tomorrow. Where will AmeriCorps take you? Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
One of the most common questions people ask is if they can still afford to retire on $1 million or $2 million anymore. With stocks near all-time highs and bonds at all-time lows, it's actually a great question. 2008 taught millions of retiring engineers, teachers, and other professionals a costly lesson that years of market gains can be wiped out in just weeks of market losses. Not a problem if you're 30 years old with a few decades to make it back, but not if you are in retirement or almost there. I like to follow the 30-50-70 rule. The closer you are to 50 or 70, then at least 30 to 50% of your money should be kept safe at all times, like in an uncapped, principal secure, Next Generation Annuity. Come and see why.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now at 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with Steve. Call 480-902-3333 and visit iqannuity.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So, all right. So, it feels like they're having a game every weekend. But I guess Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark will match up again this weekend. Chicago Sky versus the Indiana Fever. And I guess the ticket prices are just bonkers. Ticket prices are – here's the average ticket price for getting into this game. $358 a ticket.
Wow. Is that like on the court or?
That's just in the building.
Wow.
That's the average ticket price. $358. They say that is the highest average WNBA ticket price since the 2015 season. The hell is happening in 2015 that you'd pay these prices?
Well, there was Susie Smitherson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody remembers Susie Smitherson. I mean, she was legendary.
It's specifically these two. It's Caitlin Clark and it's Angel Reese.
Susie Smitherson.
I don't
back
think
in the
Susie
day.
Smitherson is a person.
Yeah, back in 2015, I'm pretty sure. Keon.
I was watching the
you were
WNBA 10 years ago.
Checking your record books.
No Susie Smitherson.
Susie Smitherson.
I can't say he's wrong.
I can't.
Like record number of buckets back in the day.
I've been watching the team for 15 years. There's not a Susie Smitherson.
Came out of Indiana State, if I'm not mistaken. Susie Smitherson.
I know that's not true.
I mean, you guys need to look at it. Keon, you're going to have to you're going to have to look this up on the Google.
I have been watching the whole time, so I know that there's not a Susie Smitherson, but Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, like the rivalry is a really good rivalry. You got all the stuff that like I think intrigues people, plus there's like a legitimate jealousy I think that Angel Reese has for Caitlin Clark.
I don't think that, but is it jealousy though? Because I think when I watched that, okay, they called it a flagrant. Yeah, she hit her in the head. There was no real damage.
Yeah, I don't think that shot had anything to do with it. I'm just talking about in general, the way that they talk, the way she talks to the media.
Yeah.
Because I think
you mean Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark?
Angel Reese.
Yeah.
Because Angel Reese, I mean, and this has gone back again. This is something that's gone back to college when LSU beat Iowa in that national title game. And then Caitlin got more popular. I think that bothered her from all the way back then.
Well, but
so I think that and it makes for good basketball because
it makes for a great storyline.
And then you've got Caitlin Clark, who's leading every rookie in points, and Angel Reese, who's a double machine, and you can't keep her away from any rebound that exists. Apparently,
well, and now
it's fun to watch.
Now that Diamond Thrice went down with Houston, who was that again? I'm sorry, the tall blonde gal that
Cameron Brink.
Oh, there it is. That's exactly what I said. Yes. Mm-hmm.
There's no team in Houston.
Caitlin Clark has like a straight shot to win a Rookie of the Year, I think.
All right, tell me what you think of this comparison. The Indiana thing kind of helps it too, I guess. Is it possible we could look at Caitlin Clark like female? Oh my God!
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird, yeah.
No,
you can actually
because here's the thing: Larry Bird was a trash talking, oh my God! But when you'd watch him play, you couldn't tell. Yeah. He had just like a very straight face, and he's just kind of looking all business. Caitlin Clark, same thing, but she's trash talking. She is, giving as good as she's getting.
And the 3-point game.
Exactly. She's like a female Larry Bird.
Maybe. I can't see that.
Who then is Angel Reese?
Well,
Dennis Rodman. I mean, everybody. He's the only
I
one
can
that wore
see-
those kind of eyelashes.
I
think
can
he did.
see.
Well,
Well,
I
I'm
don't think
pretty
we're
sure
making
you're
a
right,
facial
yeah.
comparison. I think we're comparing the games.
Okay,
there.
okay. Then
So-
let's do the game.
like, why did we go that way?
Well, I just thought about the fake lashes. That's all.
Sure, but Angel
She's
Reese
got
is
the
not the
big-
only one that.
By the way,
big
Angel
eyelashes.
Reese's lashes are real.
It's a lot of women in the WNBA.
They're all no, you get tested. You're
Jeffrey.
not alled to have fake lashes in the NBA.
I
Those are real.
Genuinely not, but that's fine. Look, I just think that with Angel Reese, I think that you kind of have to compare her to like a great post player. Somebody who's it's hard to figure out a real comparison because nobody.
She's a pretty good defensive player, so why
She's
not
a really good defensive
why
player.
Why not a Dennis Rodman?
Because I think her offensive game has more than Dennis. Like if you compare the defense, okay, sure, there's something there, but I think her offensive game, she's a double machine. I don't think you could ever say that about Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who
Yeah,
was a
that's fair.
freak in his own way because the guy had like 20 rebounds in a game and no points.
I didn't mean to send it that direction. I was just thinking about the eyelashes, maybe a piercing. I don't know.
You just compared Caitlin Clark's game to another
Well,
player's game, but then you
that's what
eyelashes.
Well, I
and
don't know
that's why-
who's. Can I be honest? I had to do that because I don't know how Angel Reese plays because I've not seen her play.
I think Angel Reese is much more attractive than Dennis Rodman was when he was had
close.
the eyelashes and stuff.
Close.
on it. Yeah.
Is it
Oh, yeah.
close? They were both
no.
good looking.
I don't think that was close at all. Especially when
Did
Dennis
you see
Rodman
him in
had
the dress?
well, yeah, but
He pulled it off.
Do you remember when he was playing and he had the leopard hair?
Oh, yeah,
Angel,
yeah.
I don't think Angel Reese would ever do that. Never. So I think Angel Reese much more attractive than Dennis
she's
Rodman.
pretty, but we're not talking about
Now,
her prettiness. We're going to talk
Trinity
about her
Rodman,
game. And so
Trinity Rodman, she's much more attractive than her dad.
But
So
let's go to the game.
There's much
Angel
more,
Reese
and this is
plays like you think
and again,
defensively.
this
Maybe
is just a comparison.
Yeah,
it's not a greatness scale, but there's a lot more Tim Duncan in her game than other
that's
players.
good.
'Cause
Tim Duncan, yeah.
she's very polished playing on the low block and being able to go both directions and then still give you on the defensive end of the floor. Just a complete nightmare matchup, and like she's leading a lot of players in the WNBA in rebounds total this season, not rookies, just players.
Yeah.
Cool Hand Brandon says Reese's game is like Karl Malone. Actually,
maybe
I don't think she's got that. I don't think she's got that mid-range jumper just yet. Like it
She
can
does
get
have
there.
that kind of under the basket is mine kind of attitude.
Yeah, like that there's that similarity, but like I think that Karl Malone also had that little 10, 15 footer that he could get to and just, she can get that, then that'll be a good comparison. I just don't think she has that quite yet.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Susie Smitherson was a former Walgreens checker per the Goog. No
See?
signs of Smitherson, Randy.
So, no, she went WNBA. I'm pretty sure. You need to
Look,
check it.
George found her, Mayo School of Music.com. There's
There
a
it
Susie
is.
Smithson.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Smithson, not Smitherson. You're close, George.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
And let's see here.
She was a flautist, I believe. Yeah.
Kiss the Cook says who'd pay $350 to see a lousy team like the Indiana Beavers? No, it's the Fever.
Yeah,
it's the Indiana Fever.
Mm.
And a lot of people evidently, or else that price wouldn't be there, and people are paying it. That is going to be a sold out game.
When Kiss the Cook. Don't you see people pay money to go watch high profile rookies all the time? It happens in every sport where it's like the team's not good, but that player, Caitlin Clark, is genuinely fun to watch, and she's starting to look like college Caitlin Clark. Well, she's pulled up from the logo the other day, and I was like, good Lord. It's clean.
I still have the question, and I'm not asking this question in a leading way. I'm not asking this question in an insulting way. But the question is, can this continue? Can this upsurge of popularity for the WNBA continue? I hope it does. But can it continue is the question that nobody can really answer because it's up to people to watch. It's up to people to go.
It's up to people to continue to watch, but just looking based on the reactions from a lot of people, I think the basketball is better than they thought. And that's a big part of keeping them there is you got to keep offering a quality product. I think the sport is going to continue to get deeper Next year's draft class looks legitimately absurd. And to the point they're having to, they're going to have some expansion teams because like there's so much talent coming in and there's not enough spaces to fill with all of it.
I got to say this, and I'm sorry, but it's true. If Caitlin Clark and Reese brawl, it'll go through the roof. They need a good smack around. They need a good fight.
I'm sure. I don't think anybody wants all of those problems, though. There's going to be so much of the negative media with it, too. And, like, yeah, you can build stuff with negative, but I don't know that that's what the league wants. And I don't think that's what either Caitlin or Angel want because
all right,
them,
well, maybe not a smack around, but, like, let's get in each other's faces and be like, a little bit of John there. People are like, oh, it's on. People will get into that.
That's why I watch. I like some. I like it when people get fired up, man. Like that's for me. That is what makes sports interesting and fascinating. Is all these emotions and the anger and the happiness and like the genuine stuff. And like they genuinely I think they have respect for each other. They are not friends, and that I want to see that.
C Hack says, looking at the numbers, Caitlin Clark averages more blocks per game than Reese. But you know what's amazing? You just looked at the numbers.
And there's
Didn't
also
think you do that, did you?
Yeah, and like averaging a lot of blocks doesn't tell me who's the best defender. Like Angel Reese is playing, I think, because in the WNBA, all of the best players in the league, they don't play out on the wings. They're not guards. They play on the block. They're in the paint, and so you're playing down there. You can. Caitlin's a pretty tall point guard. You can block other point guards more easily than one night you're playing Aaliyah Boston and you have to figure out how to block her, and then you go down and you got to play Aaliyah Edwards. You got to figure out how to block her and Ryan Howards and Asia Wilson. It's like it's a murderer's row of human beings you cannot legitimately stop on any given night playing that position.
Cocky Hen says, let's just call Reese the cranky fundamental.
The cranky fundamental. That's kind of cool.
Big George says, you know what Neil from the Weekend Warriors would like to see? A good naked mud fight between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Oh, boy.
Why does it got to be naked and mud?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think Neil ever said anything of the sort, actually. Neil, for all of his obsessing over Caitlin Clark, never made it sexual or weird like you just did.
So, Keon, what do you think the effect of Ellie McPherson is going to have in next year? She's the Longhorn from Austin. There, Ellie McPherson. She's 6'8". She's a power forward. What do you think?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you just make that up? Is this a made-up person?
Ellie McPherson. Yeah.
Like, I don't think that.
You think she's going to end up with like Caitlin Clark? And
I don't
be a part of that Indiana Fever. Ellie McPherson.
I don't think so. No.
No? Okay. Well, there you have it.
Paige Buckers is going to probably be the number one pick in the draft next
Wait,
year.
so is
Paige
this
Buckets.
a real person he's talking about? Kim?
Who? Ellie McPherson or Paige Buckets?
Well, no, Paige is real. I
Ellie McPherson. Look her up.
I'm not looking her up. You're just trying to make me look up somebody who doesn't exist. I ain't falling for it.
You don't know that until you look her up. It's a matter of
I just keep hearing
more voices.
You have like a air raid siren going off by your house. What's happening?
It's like this time we don't have.
Jeffco does live like by an airport, so
This is very strange. This is the noise. I can't even describe what the noises are about here. It's a very weird day, isn't it?
Sound like
no. Oh, hey, I got this to tell you. Sad news. Taylor Willie, the first guy to get knocked out in a UFC fight, the first broadcasted UFC fight. He got his teeth knocked out in that first fight. But you also might have seen him on Hawaii Five-0. He had recurring roles on Magnum PI. New version, not the old one. This guy right here, he just passed away.
That's sad.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, but I watched the very first UFC fight, and he was in there, and he was trying to wrestle a guy that was trying to kick his teeth out. And what happened was he got his teeth kicked out. And that was the end of that. It was a pretty quick fight, like 30 seconds. And he was chasing him down. You could tell him, he's like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. And the other guy then he fell down. The other guy says, I'm going to take those teeth. Boom. And that was the end of it. But hey, good for him, though, for giving it a shot. But if you've seen this guy on any of those TV shows, he sadly has passed away at the age of 56.
That's very sad.
I don't know what of. But, I mean, we can assume things, I guess. I don't know. 888-368-1580. Oh, also, I don't want to get too deep into this because I feel like we've been down this road a couple times. But again, I still end up getting surprised. I still end up getting shocked. And I posted this up on my Twitter at Radio Pal 1580. And you probably should go watch this video. The whole thing of Reggie Jackson talking about what he went through in 1967. But that was the thing that really caught me. 1967. I feel like by then it should have been different. 1967, that he would get the sort of racism that he was talking about. It sounded like 1940s and 50s racism. You know what I mean? It sounded like the kind of stuff you'd see in an old grainy movie. And he's talking about stuff that happened in 1967. And then just a few years later, he's the MVP. You know, it's just like, man, this what he had to go through. I never knew Reggie Jackson went through that. Because when I was a kid, when I was growing up, Reggie Jackson was just famous for being a great baseball player. It never occurred to me that he had to go through what he described having to go through. I mean, he was a 14-time All-Star. And the story that he just sat there and told, nobody asked him. He just started telling. Everybody's just kind of like blown away on the broadcast as he started to talk about the racism he faced. And I was just stunned.
And Alex Rodriguez was just trying to ask a little softball question of like, you know, what's it like being back here? And then he was like, honestly,
sucks being here.
Yeah. Like the emotions are all weird. Like on one hand, historic. On the other hand, these are all the awful things that happened to me while I was playing here. And yeah, it was some awful stuff. And the thing is, I think a lot of people, you know, myself included, just it's easy to forget how recent a lot of that is.
Right.
It's one thing to talk about the Negro Leagues players and guys like Satchel Paige and things, but like Reggie Jackson was like, we have film of his career, you know, and he's not the only one. I remember, you know, in the NBA, my dad telling me all about Oscar Robertson and all of the stuff that he went through, you know, in his career. And it's the same time period. It's that same 67. I think Oscar Robert played until like 75 or something like that. And just having those stories of just like, you know, these guys were not like Oscar Robertson couldn't ride on the bus with his teammates. He had to ride on a separate bus or a separate vehicle to whatever games they were because he wasn't allowed on the bus. Like that
just doesn't make sense. That none of this makes sense. And Reggie Jackson talking about how they'd walk into a restaurant and people will just use the N-word as freely as you know can be to say that N-word can't eat here. That N-word can't stay in this hotel. And it's like talking about him right in front of him and just the aggressive. It's stunning. And he was basically saying, he says, you know, it's a good thing that I had all these guys around me because I'd have been killed. I'd have beat somebody's ass. And he says, you would have seen me on that oak tree somewhere. I was like, wow, that's just crazy. That is just, go listen to him say it. The power is in his words, not me retelling them. And just that you try to imagine that. And it's like, my God. And that wasn't that long ago. It was, I mean, 50 years ago is not that long ago. So, go take a look at that video. You need to see that. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, other assorted things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Need a boost in capital or a flexible line of credit for your growing business? Hi, I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital. I can help you get the money you need fast. The process is a breeze with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need faster and easier than asking your banker. So call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
It doesn't get much better than having a job you love, working with people you love, children. And when you become a certified childcare provider, you can spend your days surrounded by your favorite people. Enjoy a fulfilling career caring for up to 4 children in your home. You'll get to run your own business, support children's development, provide parents with peace of mind, and make a difference in your community. Get certified to become a childcare provider at azchildcare.org. Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Economic Security.
If you're rolling over your 401k to an IRA soon, but not sure if you want to go all in on this crazy market, here's what many retiring professionals are doing. How about a safe and secure IRA offering a contractually guaranteed 10% income bonus that grows 7% annually guaranteed? Your income can double in 10 years. Meanwhile, neither your principal nor your retirement income is ever subjected to a market downturn. Even if the market crashes by 50%, you get the 10% bonus. Your income keeps growing at 7%, and your principal may grow without losses uncapped. You go up with the index, never down, forward, never back. Get a 10% income bonus with a 7% contractually guaranteed growth rate. I compare over 1,200 annuities with a fiduciary duty and can help you retire and stay retired.
Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. Visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or this is fire. Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it. So lit. I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
It's the sound of the fight songs, the excitement of the rivalries. It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls. It's the national rankings. College football is coming. Listen for it on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Today, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Bruno Baller says, I recall when Reggie Jackson hit 3 homers in one World Series game and actually got a candy bar named after him. Oh, that's right. He did have it was a pretty good candy bar, to be honest. I remember that. D Banks After Dark says, Hank Aaron got death threats for the home run record. Oh, yeah, he got quite a few along the way, but Hank Aaron was a bit earlier than that. So it's like, the stories there. Kiss the Cook says, why are you shocked? It's true beef. Bill Russell experienced the same thing as a coach player of the Celtics. I was 5, 6 in Oklahoma visiting family and had to drink out of a blacks only water fountain once. Seriously, Kiss the Cook, you? Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
As recently as 2013, I was called a slur to my face at a restaurant that I decided I would never go to again. Wow. You take whatever self-control you have, you get up and you leave without making a scene, because there should have been a scene, but then the scene could go wrong, and
right.
now you've got other problems. So you just go.
So there's the two ways of when you react. There's Keon's way, which was intellectually, and then there's Reggie Jackson's way, which is he's going to beat your ass. And neither are wrong. Wrong.
I prefer Reggie Jackson's way. I just happen to know that I couldn't deal with those consequences.
Yeah.
So I did it my way.
It's not worth that risk.
His way is 100% better.
It's better, but it's not worth that risk.
It's just it comes with consequences that are much worse.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, that moment.
Big George has some good news for us. And Gabriel Moreno just hit a 2-run home run. It's 3-0 Diamondbacks in the third. But guess what? Now it's 4-0 Diamondbacks. I don't know what the heck is going on here, but I like it. I do like it. Hey, remember I told you guys that the over at Lucas Oil Field that they built some swimming pools?
Yes.
And I was like, man, I hope they don't screw that up, because that place is going to smell funky. You ever spill like a lot of water, or you have like a waterbed explode in an apartment and then the place never smells right again? No. I just didn't want that for Lucas Oil Field. And so they had the trials where everybody's swimming and trying to get on the Olympic team and stuff, right? And so far, success. And so now that was such a success that the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028, they're going to rebuild those pools at SoFi Stadium. That actually makes more sense, because if those leak, you just whoosh, it'll go right out that side because it's open. Okay. But so now they're going to have 35,000 fans sitting there watching people swimming in the Olympics at SoFi Stadium.
No kidding.
So remember when you paid all them taxes for the football stadium? That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Is like, who's paying for the? Wait, you know what I'm saying? It's like, maybe give some of my money back there. Like,
yeah, if you could have paid for that, then you could have paid for just the stadium at that
little
point.
ticket.
They always seem to start the tax, but they never seem to rescind the tax.
Yep. We're still paying taxes on the original Diamondback Stadium, America West Arena.
Oh yeah,
you name it. I remember them. I remember seeing them build Bob. You know, off in the distance, and I'd be driving by, going, "Wow, that's going to be something."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I paid for it.
I've been to many games there, and I shouldn't have to pay tax, but yet, what happens?
Yeah. Try not to get salty. Just be happy. Diamondbacks 4.
Yep.
Phillies, big old nada. There's one out, so there's still chance for some more there. Well, I tell you what, steal it while you can, right, Randy? Steal it while you can.
Diamondbacks currently hot coming into this series against Philadelphia. Philadelphia is 4-6 in their last 10, so this is a good time to swipe some games and get out of there with a series win.
Oh, it's Jock Peterson and his clutched pearls hit a home run, so that's why it's 4-0.
There he goes. All right, very good.
Got some money's worth there. Kyle G says, I'm surprised that you're surprised, Jeffrey. That stuff happens to this day. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. And I keep hoping we're getting past stuff. And then I get pulled back going, no, you're not. So I don't know. You're right. I shouldn't be, but I wish we all could be more surprised, if you know what I mean. Bruno Baller says, hey, Keon, if you could have a candy bar named after you, what would it be?
Oh, I have no idea.
Come on, it'd be Payday. You know it would be Payday.
In candy bar, not as in life. What? I don't know.
Come on.
Why would it be called that?
Payday.
You know what? If you're going to name a candy bar after me, you can just grab the whatchamacallit and rename it the O'Brien. Because I love the whatchamacallit.
I mean, there's a lot of nuts in Payday and some of that nougaty goodness.
I like nougaty goodness.
Come on, Keon.
I do like the Crunch Bar, though.
I like the salty
Crunch
peanuts.
Bar.
What? That's my favorite candy bar.
Just
That's
Crunch
Rice
Bar?
Krispies, man.
No, it's not a Crunch Bar. It's a Keon bar.
Sure. I mean, like,
All right.
I mean, it's Rice Krispies, but it's Rice
Well,
Krispies
I mean, if you
covered in
like
chocolate.
that, I mean, I like an occasional Crunch Bar. I like that.
Yeah. Well, there's Rice Krispies in the O'Brien, or whatchamacallit. So the Keon, the whatchamacallit, what's the Randy White bar?
Payday.
You can't have it if it's his. It's
Yeah,
the
oh,
Payday.
No, it's
Well,
Payday.
yours is the Payday.
he offered
Yeah.
it to me, but
Yeah, oh my God, Payday. Yeah.
it fits Randy better.
We should
Oh,
probably
yeah.
buy a bunch of these and then repackage them.
Because I'm kind of crunchy. I'm crunchy on the outside, but I'm nougaty good on the inside. Hello.
I just don't know what that means.
You know that makes you sound like a burn victim, right?
What?
888-368-1580. So, if they're going to take SoFi Stadium and put the pools in it, that's like, all right, I got you. But they're always doing stuff like, the Glendale Arena. What are we calling this? State Farm, Cardinals Arena.
State Farm Stadium. Yeah.
They have done. They'll rip stuff out, put mud in there, and have monster truck stuff.
Yeah, motocross,
and then,
monster trucks.
They'll just take out all the floor, put a gun show in there. Man, you name it.
Yeah,
They're repurposing these stadiums and stuff. And
when's the gun show? I'd like to go
right now. Gun show. Anyway,
didn't know we were talking about 22 calibers.
I like the basketball tournament they have there for the all the high school stuff, where they get all the grass out, and then they've got all of the courts side by side,
tray,
so the
tray goes up.
The
tray, and
but then they have all the courts that they put down there.
Yeah,
so that all the tournaments going, and all these games are going at the same time. It's cool. It's really cool.
Well, it's when people complain. I think everybody who plays in the NFL would like to tell these little soccer players to shut their mouths. The grass playing surface at the Falcom Stadium, I guess they're doing the Copa America, which is Spanish for soccer. They're playing soccer, and there's some soccer stuff at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
Yes.
And the soccer players have the nerve to complain about the grass.
Well,
they say it's lumpy.
They only put the grass in 2 days ago.
Why can they do that for the soccer players and not for the football players?
Well, yeah,
the football players deserve grass. And I bet they'd love this grass. It doesn't matter if it's lumpy.
They knew in Atlanta that the Copa America was coming like months ago. They had months after the season to put the pitch in and make sure they to get it right for the soccer players, and they waited until 2 days ago and put the turf down.
I thought they put it in 4 days before the match.
All right, 4 days then.
Even so, listen. Let's just get to the point here. The point is not how many days has it been, and they're like, oh, it's a little lumpy.
It's
that
whenever the football players go to Europe and complain about the grass, you hear about all the Europeans. Oh, these soft American players, they're not even playing real football. What kind of football do you play with your hands? And then now soccer players are playing on what is normally a football field and have the nerve to complain.
I feel like
you can't believe it.
It's more important for a football player to have good traction. To be able to push, and this is.
But that's the thing; he couldn't.
I'm just saying, it's more important for the football players to say this is good grass for us than a soccer player. You're just running across the grass. You're just running. It's just a lot of cardio. Boo-hoo! Is it lumpy? Really?
I don't know.
You're just running around out there. You're not doing anything important.
Putting it in 4 days ago, you've got those seams in there that have not grown together, so you have all that situation there. It might look beautiful on TV. The bottom line is when you're down on the field, it's a whole different story. And these guys are cutting and making moves.
You're just running.
And this field is not yet taken a root, and it hasn't grown together. And you're asking these guys to play on basically sod that you just picked up at the Home Depot and threw down 4 days ago.
So
they're
just running around.
Look, these guys knew the Copa America was coming to the Mercedes-Benz field, 8 months ago. They should have had this down at least after the Super Bowl. At least.
You say after the Super Bowl, at least, but it's like you weren't in the playoffs.
Yeah, you could have.
Well, that's what I mean.
In December. I'm 100% agreeing with you.
But remember, guys, I'm saying at least. I'm
not even extending them that grace.
Bumpy.
You knew you had your vacation plans in place.
Yes.
Around the end of December, you knew.
Absolutely.
We're about to go on vacation. We
can
put the grass down.
Soccer players need great grass. They just need grass. They just need to be able to run.
They do
back and forth. People who need great grass are American football players.
They do cut in soccer, and
I see what you're saying.
Make sharp movements laterally.
Yeah,
you do need that.
Brunswick guy says Chunky Bar would be the perfect chocolate candy for Keon. It's full of everything.
Excuse me?
No, we're saying what bar we would name after ourselves, Brunswick guy.
Payday.
I didn't quite.
He thinks you're full of it. I think is what he's trying to say.
White bar.
Yeah, which he wouldn't be the first person to make that observation.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, many years ago, I worked as a security guard
at the steel factory near downtown Phoenix that welded all the metal for Chase Field and Cardinal Stadium. I've laid my hands on many parts of that stadium. Just my hands, okay? I'm not moist one or something.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that clarification, but
good for you.
I don't believe you. 888-368-1580. Wilbur says Cheech and Chong needed great grass back in the day because the stuff they were smoking was bad, and it took way too long for them to get high. Was that a plot for a movie?
Don't think so.
I don't know.
Maybe.
If he said it was, I'd believe him.
Dave's not here.
Dave's not here, man. Oh, Big Hunk Bar, not Big Chunk. By the way, those were the worst. Those were the
big
worst
hunk bars.
Oh my god! Your teeth would come flying out,
and they were always like stale.
Really?
Oh, you would get
that's
them, and
terrifying.
they would just break, and then oh my god, yeah, oh yeah, it was like chewing on plaster.
Yeah. It's like chewing on the seatbelt cover in the back seat.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was terrible. Yeah.
I'm all good on that, I guess.
The Tom says, this is the greatest radio show in the radio, but you got to listen to it all the way through. I thought you were discussing Almond Joy and Mounds, nuts and no nuts. I like Almond Joy with nuts. Although I like Mounds without, I like them both. Equally. I love that coconut and chocolate.
Depending on what kind of mounds we're talking about. I'm a mounds guy myself.
I love me some Mounds.
Hello.
All right. Got to take a break, then go say hi to the wife. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Are you a business owner? Did you know that there are over 33 million small businesses in America? Small businesses are the engines that power our country. So why is it so hard for them to acquire business funding for things like expansion and cash flow? Bank loans are becoming harder to attain as large corporations grab all the capital. Who's looking out for you and your business? Meet Swish Funding, the business funding platform offering quick and easy funding options exclusively for small businesses. Whether it's funds for cash flow, expansion, or equipment, Swish Funding has your back. And whether it's $25,000 or even $2 million, our process takes just minutes, with cash in your account in less than 24 hours. To qualify, you must be in business for at least 1 year, with an average monthly revenue of at least $25,000. Swish Funding, helping keep America's small businesses running. Apply for the funding your business needs at swishradio.com. That's SWISH radio.com.
It's that time of year across Arizona. Working in high temperatures can cause a workplace injury. Cramps, rashes, exhaustion, dizziness, even heat stroke. Know the signs and protect yourself from a heat stress injury. Get plenty of water, rest, and shade while at work. Learn more from the Industrial Commission of Arizona. Just visit heat.az.gov. That's heat.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Industrial Commission of Arizona.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harmon Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast at harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Leary.
It's a prime rib burger.
Oh, man. I am so hungry.
I need a little protein, man. I was falling asleep. Sorry.
Boring you, am I?
No, I mean, I eat this
fine.
protein-rich diet.
After 30 years, I guess the magic is gone.
No, Jeffrey. You
Don't
will
look
always-
at me.
You will always be my number one.
What were we doing? Anyway. Oh, that's
We
right.
were-
I'm Jeffrey O'Brien.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
a-hole over there is Randy White. Keon Rose is in the control room. And you guys, you a-holes, are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. I don't know how much I could get away with, how long I get away with before I get a call from Ron. I just like calling everybody a-holes. All right, a-holes, text me, 888-368-1580. Yes, stupid a-holes. Let's do this. I feel like it would... I think I get away with it in the 5 o'clock hour because he's already at the bar, you know? But if I do that at 3 p.m., I think by 3:06 I'll have a text.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
on the
302.
thing. Yeah. Anyway, what were we doing? Oh, we were talking about how bad the grass was at Atlanta Stadium, according to these soccer players. Whatever. And then Kyle G brought up a good point. He said, conspiracy theory. If the grass had been good in Atlanta, they wouldn't have an excuse to not have grass for the Falcons. They made it bad on purpose to show we're bad at grass. We can't do grass.
Really?
A lot of teams will do that.
You think so?
Possible.
Why?
Can me tell you why?
Why
When
would
when
they
my
do that? Like-
first son was born, I was bad at the first diaper. I didn't have changed diapers for a long time.
Were you on grass at that time?
No, I've never been on grass.
All right.
Son of a bitch. Sorry, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
All right.
Phillies just got 2.
Mm.
Yeah,
4-2 now?
Justin Turner. Big George says, 2-run home run for Philadelphia. Now it's 4-2 Diamondbacks. At least they're still on top, but it's going to be a dogfight.
Philadelphia is the best team in the NL right now. I mean, why not?
They weren't going to go easy, guys. And they might not go at all. You never know how this game
This
is
is
going to
Major
go.
League Baseball. I mean,
got to play the game. Tia says, I get called an a-hole pretty often at work. So nothing new for me, Jeffrey. He's a preschool teacher. 888-368-1580. I don't know what Tia does. Tia, what do you do? Then why are they calling you that at work? Doesn't seem very, that's not very nice.
I'd go all Reggie Jackson on
him. Remember when he was in the Naked Gun, Reggie Jackson?
Reggie?
Yeah, and he was programmed to kill the queen.
That's right.
That was Reggie Jackson.
That's right.
So when you say I'm going to go Reggie Jackson on him, I could see him going, I'm going to kill the queen.
Well, see, I thought about Reggie Jackson and Billy Martin arguing in the dugout at the old Yankee Stadium in New York City.
Reggie Jackson was a bit of a hothead.
Reggie didn't like Billy Martin, and he didn't like what Billy Martin said. So he was going to break that skin flint into 2 pieces.
Don't blame him. Don't blame him at all. All right. So if you were hoping to see Conor McGregor fight, it becomes more and more unlikely as the days go by. But they canceled that fight between him and Michael Chandler. And no, they didn't say, well, why? What's going on here? It's all a health issue. But yeah, turns out Conor McGregor says he broke a toe. He says he was having a spar and they forgot to wear the correct protective gear. And he says, I hit my toe off the elbow of the other guy, broke my toe clean. He says it'll need a few weeks. He says, I'm not going to be out for long. He says, I can't justify, going in with a broken toe. He says, but I got to get back in there. He says, I got 2 fights left on my contract. And I've got Bugattis and more yachts on my mind. And he says, he's like, so see you soon, Chandler or not. You think he's trying to duck Michael Chandler?
Bugattis and more yachts?
The contracts come with a dollar amount, Randy, and he's got 2 more fights that he's got to do to fulfill the contract and get the money. And so you might think maybe he doesn't want to get his ass kicked by Michael Chandler, and he's ducking that fight, trying to find himself in front of somebody else. Maybe.
See, I don't know. Keon, do you think he's trying to duck that fight? I don't know that he is. I mean, I think he'll reschedule, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he's ducking it per se.
I think he's ducking it. I think
he doesn't want to go in with a broken toe.
Conor McGregor stopped being a real fighter when he fought Floyd Mayweather.
But I think the attention that he craves and wants, you can only get once you actually get in the octagon. So I don't think he's ducking the fight. Like, I don't think he's a good fighter anymore. No, I think I agree with you. I think his good days are behind him. But I don't think he's ducking the fight.
I think he's ducking this fight because he knows he's going to get destroyed.
Jeffrey, which toe is it? The little piggy that went to market, the little piggy that stayed home?
I only have his statement. I do not have
that likes roast beef, and the little piggy that had none.
I think
one?
Any of them is going to be enough to stop him.
I'm guessing big toe.
Big toe?
What he's best
so
at
went to
is
market
striking.
then.
So
the big toe went to market.
If he was like a wrestler
Mm-hmm.
or a jiu-jitsu guy, like maybe you've got a case for he can still fight because a lot of it you're doing ground game.
Middle toe would be like the piggy that stayed home.
But
thank you, Randy.
But as a striker, like now, if you've got problems with your feet, that's the start of your punch. So if you know you're gonna get beaten already,
roast beef,
then the idea that you would not be 100% and you would go anyway is kind of crazy to
me.
Yeah, so that's only on the right foot, Randy, because we don't know anything about the piggies on the left foot. We only know from the right foot.
I think it's the
this
same
little
thing,
piggy went
isn't
to
it?
market. This little,
Yeah.
The whole thing's done on one foot. So the left foot is a total mystery.
Huh.
Those
I didn't think
piggies are
about
unknown.
Because on my kids, I always did the same, no matter what it was left or right. I just assumed the big toe was the little piggy that went to market. And then the next one is the little piggy stayed home. And then the next little piggy had roast beef. Then the next piggy had none. And then the little toe, we all the way home.
So I think we may have found the secret to living a longer life, Randy.
We have?
Yeah, most of the secrets to living longer life that you hear, never fun. They're like, eat healthy.
Yeah.
No. Exercise, rather not. And hey, avoid stress.
Right.
Welcome to this world. And they're like, get good sleep.
Okay.
Can I tell you something? I got the sleep apnea. I've had it like forever. And I didn't even know it was called back in the day. But back when I was like 29, I was like 29 or 30. My son, my oldest son, we were out on the couches asleep. And I wake up and he's sitting there looking at me with eyes all big. And he's like, oh my God. I'm like, whoa, what? What happened? He's like, you stopped breathing. I thought you died. And then you breathed again. I'm like, really? I'm like, that's weird.
All right.
And so now, 23 years later, here I am and snoring like crazy. I don't sleep well. I'm tired all the time. And I know I have sleep apnea because I went and I got diagnosed with the sleep apnea, right? And
you have one of those big mask things?
No, I tried it. I had it for a day. I tried it. I hate it. I just no way I could ever exist with one of those CPAP machines. So,
all right.
So I took it back. I said, well, you know what? I'll deal with it. And so then I see this thing. There's like this Inspire thing where they cut a hole in your right here, and they stick like a little battery pack or something in there. And then there's like this line that goes up your neck, and you get a scar right here where they put some like the wire in. And what it does is it goes to your tongue. So your tongue doesn't block the back of your throat. Then you don't snore. Then you don't stop breathing.
Okay.
The scar looks pretty gnarly. I'm like, I guess I could grow a beard. But I'm thinking about doing that thing.
You grow nice beards. Yeah.
I
go
do.
ahead.
Kind of nice.
Yeah, you do. They fill in nice.
So I might do that. That might be my secret to a longer life. But this is better. I like this one here. Here's the difference. They say the secret might be eat more cheese.
Any specific type of cheese?
New study out of China says that the single most important contributor to healthy aging and longevity, mental well-being. And there's also a strong connection to cheese consumption. Now, before you get too excited, I don't think it's a direct connection between Cheez-Its, because you know how much I love the Cheez-Its.
Oh, yes.
Here's their logic. To live longer, you need a happy mental well-being, right?
Okay.
And those who reported the most robust levels of mental health and stress resilience also seem to eat a lot of cheese and fruit. All right,
Fruit.
It might be a stretch, but I'm getting extra cheese from now on.
I destroyed some cherries this past weekend.
Make sure you put cheese on those.
Well, Miss Kim came home with a bag of cherries for Father's Day because that's one of my favorite fruits.
You just like to poop black.
And
that'll turn your poo like really dark.
Haven't noticed that because I don't study my poo.
It's not about study. It's just like you notice. It's like I don't study my pee, but man, when I eat asparagus, I always giggle.
Well, that's not really study. That just kind of stinks. That
Sometimes it's fun when your body does weird things.
Your pee smells like asparagus, but you're saying cheese? Like, is there a certain kind of cheese, like mozzarella? Is there cheddar? Is there
listen?
What?
Let me just give you some advice. Stop asking questions.
Okay.
Because you're going to ask those questions, and if I have to read the study, we might find something out we don't want to know. So go with just the basic results. Eat more cheese and some more fruit. That's it. You'll live longer.
More fruit and cheese. All right.
And stop asking questions.
All right.
And enjoy the cheese.
Just enjoy the cheese, whatever it is. Pepper jack? What kind of cheese?
Any cheese.
Okay.
Any
all right.
cheese.
I'm going pepper jack.
Very good.
That's
Very
good.
good.
That's my cheese right there.
Pepper jack is your favorite?
Yeah.
Keon?
Okay, so that's good news. Here's some bad news. Guys, men, there's probably more junk in your junk than you had junk in your junk before.
Wait, what?
Study last month declared that microplastics were found in every human testicle. Now a separate study just found microplastics in the shaft as well.
What?
We got plastic wieners now.
When did they test mine? I didn't even notice.
You were asleep.
Microplastic?
That's very invasive of them.
Every human testicle has microplastics in it.
That's
the hell did that happen?
Invasive of them. I feel like
to be in Randy's, it'd have to be
violated.
microplastic. That was because what you said earlier.
About what?
What?
See? Now don't you feel bad?
No. Microplastics in my penis makes me invincible.
I don't think that's how that works.
I have to believe that now because there's nothing I can do about it.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that
I am microplastic
invincible.
penis man.
Soon I will be all containing the same amount of plastic as a Barbie or Ken doll. I don't know why that sound effect goes right there, but
it somehow works.
Well, you said microplastic in your penis.
Yeah, but I don't think it would make that noise if it's
I
plastic.
think it would. Either that noise or this
like
one.
No, here's the noise, the plastic. That's it.
Oh. It's a little,
I don't think so.
little anticlimactic there.
Just plastic. What do you think's going to happen?
I don't know.
All right. So anyway, so
Less
just
fun.
know, everybody look down. Plastic right there. Okay.
Wow.
Guys, they found the oldest wine ever. This is in liquid form.
The oldest wine ever. Okay.
Found in liquid form. They say it's about 2,000 years old. They found it in southern Spain.
Wow.
Yeah, go ahead and taste it.
I'll let someone else try
It
that
can't be good.
first. It's so old you can chew it. So-
No, it's liquid, they say.
It's funny.
2,000 years old.
There's guys that are like, oh, I have a wine from 1945. And it's like, okay, but how many more years before that goes bad? How long does wine sit in a bottle?
It's already fermented. How does
even in good conditions before it goes like
it's
the vinegar?
Wait, you have wine that's from 1945, Jeffrey?
No,
Somebody
I'm just saying
does.
there are people who have it. You say, oh, it's a nice whatever. There's some people got some whiskeys from the 1800s. So I'm
No
just like,
kidding.
how long before the wine can't be drank anymore? I'm just asking. I don't know.
If wine is unopened per the Goog,
Yeah,
It can last for years if stored properly. However, some wines can go bad after opening due to poor bottling and other issues.
How many years? That was the question.
It wasn't specific. Hold on.
Google, just, you know what? Google, just admit you don't know sometimes. Big George says Keon being awkwardly quiet during the conversation of cheese and asparagus smelling pea.
What did you want me to add, Big George?
Well, Keon's a young man, so
there was no reason for that.
Why? Really, there really isn't. What did you want me to add, Big George, to a conversation about cheese and asparagus smelling pea? What could I have possibly contributed to that conversation that required specifically me?
Baker's Cocky Hen says, does that wine come with 2,000-year-old cheese so we can live forever?
Because if that's that point,
See, now
the
that's
wine
a
and
great
cheese
question.
immortal at that point. It's the oldest possible way to have a fruit and the oldest possible way to have
wine
cheese.
and cheese
You
is
live for the next
essentially
1,000
fruit
years.
salad, right? That's essentially.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Pinocchio wanted to know why I sound like Pierre when I was talking about wine. Yeah, French
Because,
wine.
yeah,
There
the
he's
French.
Frenchy
The French. They
Kiss
like
the
wine.
Cook says sleep apnea here. Deciding factor. My O2 was almost below 40%. Technically, clinically dead. Majority of people die of a heart attack in their sleep due to sleep apnea. Well, hey, if I'm asleep, that's the time to
Listen,
die.
yeah. I mean, let's hope it happens on after a good evening. You see what I'm saying?
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hurry Harry says, I think everybody needs to cool down, all right? We're getting a little hot under the collar here. We'll all cool down by saying it together. Vaginale.
I knew it. The moment you started that text, I was like, how, if I could bet somebody that this text ends.
know. Yeah.
Because I know the
Harry
fourth
really-
dimension.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
I think we could be on the same page for this.
They're on the same page more quietly than me, but we're on the same page.
So one of my great frustrations is the fact that we've got a couple of old ass sons of bitches running for president.
Easy.
Both
Oh,
sides.
Thought you were talking about me again. Easy.
No,
Sorry.
listen. One guy is just crazy out of his mind. Doesn't know his own lies from a truth, and the other. No, that's both of them. That's both of them.
Yeah, you just described both people.
And
Well
so
done.
I'm just like, man, how is this the best thing, best we got to offer? And I'm to the point where it's very sad. And I think, man, we get what we deserve. If this is the best,
I don't think it's the best. I think it's quite frankly, we've gotten to the point where the bare minimum is what we have to offer.
well, here's the thing, man. I know it's Friday, and this is not probably what you want to be thinking about and all that. First presidential debates next Thursday, so maybe we do need to think about this. And here's the thing. We Wales, that's a little part of England, right? Hear me out.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were talking about the animal whales, and I was like, that is a massive left turn.
I'm sorry.
Can't wait to see how he lands this one.
Let's elect a whale president.
Go
Ask
on.
Keon if he saw that hard left turn stripes there in the road.
Yeah, just
yeah.
I heard the tires screeching, Randy.
No. Listen, hear me out.
All
Hear me out. All right. So here's what they're doing. They're debating a new bill in Wales, England, that would make it illegal for a politician to knowingly lie.
Good luck enforcing it.
Well, no, you can enforce it. If it becomes law, Wales will be the first country in the world to introduce criminal sanctions for lying politicians.
Well,
under the current version, anyone who's caught intentionally lying would be disqualified from holding office.
Good luck for
and that
enforcing
includes making a statement that's known to be false or deceptive. So even going up there and just the little political lies that they do, not criminal lies, but political lies become criminal lies. And now they're doing this because politicians in Europe are, well, they're just as deceitful as they are here. I don't know if you know that. Problem is, for this to become law, politicians have to support it.
Exactly.
And there's no way they're going to do that.
And if they do, there's going to be some slap on the wrist penalty attached.
Or there's not going to be any sort of enforcement that will be
We'd
able
have
to.
no politicians left.
Just don't fund.
Yeah.
They're just whatever department that ends up falling under is going to find themselves suddenly with $2 for a budget.
Yep.
For the year.
4827 says, I'd vote for a whale over those two buffoons any day.
Anyway, can we get a whale on the ballot? The guys are stuck on that part, aren't you? You're stuck on the whale.
Whale. Because it seemed like you were changing the subject, and I was like, there has to be a way that you're coming back around to this one. And then I was like, oh, the nation of Wales. Oh.
Free Willy. Free Willy.
Put him on the ballot.
Well, you know, I was struggling with my brain there. By the way, 4827, you still need a texter nickname over there. So Farmer Bob, I don't know. Farmer, whatever your name is would work. Farmer, I don't know. Farmer. I don't know. Harry Soap says Wales. Wait, Chris Christie's back? No, he's
no.
he's
Oh my God.
no, never going to be back.
Oh my God.
Chris, I'm sorry, Kiss the Cook says, I'm ready for the Antiques Roadshow debate next Thursday. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Baker's Cocky Hen says, does this mean my wife now has microplastic inside of her? Well, if you're married, probably not. Wilbur says, we should just take a break. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The College Baseball World Series Finals start on Saturday in Omaha, Nebraska. Tennessee taking on Texas A&M. It is a best 2 out of 3 series. The Volunteers with the #1 overall seed in the tournament. Tennessee minus a run and a half on Saturday, plus 104 on the run line. The Aggies getting a run and a half, minus 135. Texas A&M is plus 144 on the money line for Game 1. The Volunteers minus 188. The over-under run total for Game 1 is at 10.5. As far as the championship, Tennessee minus 194 to win it all. Texas A&M plus 154. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk and 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve. 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
Discover the ultimate diamond buying experience, unparalleled quality at unbeatable prices.
Hi, I'm Diamond Dave, and at our Buy Appointment office, you'll receive truly personalized one-on-one service for your needs.
No high overhead of standalone stores or mall hours to pay for. We're direct diamond importers designing and manufacturing in-house, eliminating all the middlemen.
Stop overpaying at retail and enjoy serious savings on quality diamonds.
From the first consult to the final reveal, we'll guide you through every step, ensuring you get your dream diamond ring, necklace, or earrings without compromise.
Romantic proposals, anniversary splurges, or just because. Indulge in diamonds for less.
Call today for your private appointment for a dazzling diamond.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450, 480-397-2450, or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
Hi, I'm Ralph Romano.
And I'm Neil Lynch.
And we're the Weekend Warriors.
Ralph, I think we should change the name of our show.
To what?
Let's call it 30 Years Sports Talk Interview Fun Time.
What kind of name is that?
Well, we've been friends for over 30 years.
Yeah.
We talk about sports.
Sure.
We interview personalities from the Arizona sports scene.
Okay.
And we have fun.
Dude, are you done?
For now, yes.
Look, Neil, all this is true, but let's just stick to our regular name.
Okay, Ralph, but I think my name is better.
Anyways, it's the Weekend Warriors every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, the Fanatic, and our new texter, the farmer.
Yep.
Says, how about Josh Jacobs, Jingleheimer, Schmidt? He's like, I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. Randy, let's pull out the list of potential texter nicknames and see if we can help this guy out.
Well, we got Batman's Gadget, Smack My Asterisk.
What about Butt Thunder?
But whoa,
Is that still available?
Believe Butt Thunder had been taken. Let me check down.
That was
here.
a good one.
Butt Thunder was good. There's there's McDaddy, Box Springs, Scrooge McDuck, Jackwad, Le Douche is on there. Nude Texter.
We got Canadian Butt Thunder, but we don't have Butt Thunder.
Oh, maybe we still have. There's Booty Fish. Booty Fish is on there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Plumley's Butter. My Testicles. Rusty Crap and Waterproof Box. Let's see
Testicles.
here.
I like that.
Testicles. My
Oh, yeah.
Testicles.
Hey, Gamecock has a suggestion. You should put this
All
on your
right.
list.
All
Don't
right.
forget Hawk. Hawk Tua. Just Hawk Tua.
Hawk Tua.
You're not on the internet. Just trust me. Write it down.
All right. Hawk Tua.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sticky Keyboard. Let's see here. Weasley Bastard. Trouser Cough. Panty Burp. Bearded Turd. Goodness, we have a lot of good ones. Slimy Little Bastard. That's another one on here.
I like that one.
4 Pump Maximum. Weasley Nips. Snap Crotch. I think I mentioned that before, maybe. Butt Guster. Monkey Puncher.
Monkey Puncher. I love that one.
Everyday Anus. Chalupa Batman. Cocaine Bear. 2 Girls and 1 Canuck.
No, I don't know where that came from. We're not
See,
doing that
let's
one.
Raspy Jabber. The Raspy Jabber.
Hold on, Randy. Let's just give him a chance to sort of
All
consider.
right.
You've
All right.
thrown an awful lot at
Oh,
him.
yeah.
So
Rim
let's
roller.
let him
Yeah. Okay.
see if he can figure
Fat
it out
rabbit.
from
Okay.
there.
All right.
Case the Cook says Slim Pickens. Yeah, we could use a Slim Pickens.
Mm-hmm.
Gamecock says, I'm called the quarter incher of death. I don't think I'd say that out loud. I'll be honest. Tia says, I'm a manager in the logistics industry. So you can imagine the colorful vocabulary used in the workplace. Really? I use a lot of that in the logistics? What sort of logistics? You're being very vague. I mean, that's fine. You don't have to tell us. But that just makes me more, curious. All right, we'll see what the farmer thinks. But in the meantime, let's talk some football. Kyler Murray is very, very, very happy with Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he says, man, this guy takes us to another level, he says. Did he help you up, or is it just, you mean like on the football field?
I told you that Kyler Murray is going to a new level. He's going to actually be taller this year because of the great improvement of the great red bird of prey. Mm-hmm.
And they're also saying that this Marvin Harrison Jr. is a very, very hard worker. Gannon says he does a lot of extra work, probably too much, making us all look bad. In fact, we're all real resentful. Hey, why don't you take a little off there, Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Don't think that's what he said, but okay.
I didn't read the story, but I'm thinking that's what the coach said.
Well, no, I think what he means by that is that, hey, make sure you don't hurt yourself. You do need to rest. That's part of this whole process too. Your muscles need to recover, all of that stuff. Can't have you doing anything that might cause you to get injured over the course of the season. Maybe slow down just a little to be healthy.
So, I guess Kyler Murray is like, man, we're going to be a great offense. This is
dare
gonna be
I
huge.
say, Kyler Murray is walking tall.
He said that the offense is going to be top of the league.
Dare I say, Kyler Murray is walking on cloud 9.
It must feel like he's thrown a D-hop again. That's the only thing I
Dare
can think
I
of.
say,
Are you
Kyler Murray
just trying to
feels
get
10
ahead of all
feet
the short
tall.
jokes? Is that what you're doing?
I didn't think I was. I mean,
It's not just really working.
I was just trying to, pump up the big red bird of prey.
Oh, the farmer, he's said, how about that slimy little bastard one? I like it was like he's sitting there going, oh, I'll pick this one. Oh, let me try that one. So you want to be slimy little bastard?
I thought you liked that one.
I do, but now I feel bad calling.
Slimy little bastard says.
Slimy little bastard says.
He could be a trouser trout.
If that's what he wants, slimy little bastard it is. It's up to you. But think about it, because once you get the nickname, there's no taking it away. You get to choose your own nickname. This is something that you never get to do in any other part of your life. You get to choose your nickname.
Yeah.
But once it has been chosen, you cannot change it.
Still think he should be called Foot Nipple or
There's
Monkey Puncher.
Rare instances where I'll let you change it, but they're very rare.
Slimy little bastard.
Monkey Punch is a good one. I like that.
Yeah, I think that Monkey Puncher is a good one.
But listen, if you want slimy little bastard,
Well, listen, we'll go ahead and highlight that one just in case.
Baker's Cocky Hen says the kids hearing the texter name suggestions has to be the worst thing they're going to hear all week. Well, that's
I don't know what to tell you.
That's Brunswick guy's problem, not ours.
Like once again, the worst father in North America.
Mhm.
Somehow managing to be the worst dad in 2 countries. I would argue 3, but
I don't know if I'm going to say that on the entire continent.
I don't know, because he keeps subjecting his kids to things that clearly he's concerned about them for.
I want to hear, though, his explanation for the texter name that I've come up with, Panty Burp.
Panty Burp?
He has never once, by the way, actually expressed that his kids are learning words they shouldn't be learning. Only the volume is actually his problem. I think he might be in the running. I'll back off what I said originally. He is at least in the running for worst father in North America.
Well, Keon, there's some fathers in North America that make their kids listen to ESPN radio.
Well, I mean, look, if that's what it
Yeah.
takes, because Brunswick guy sounds like he wants an NPR experience. He doesn't want sexual references, which is not the show for that, and he doesn't like things that are loud.
What's his explanation, do you think, for Batman's gadget?
I have no idea. I think that one's easier to talk around than Panty Burp.
4827 says he goes, now I'm not sure. Monkey Puncher and Panty Burp, those are good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those are good ones.
I'm actually genuinely shocked that Monkey Puncher's still there.
Yeah.
Every time we get a new texter and they don't choose that, I'm just a little surprised. Just a little.
I don't know. I think we'd all agree it'd be great to have a Monkey Puncher. And no, Hurry Harry, you can't change your name to Hurry Harry Vaginale. We're not going to let you do it.
No one can have that in their name. It's just
that'll never. That is banned.
We can say it as a joke, but you can't have that in your texter nickname. Radio Ron will never fly. He won't allow it. He'll shut it down.
So, all right, let us know if you want Monkey Puncher there, 4827. Hey, Randy,
Yes.
you know how you love you some Gardner Minshew?
I do. The great and American hero, Gardner Minshew. Yes.
So take a look at it. You're going to like this.
All
They took team photos.
All right.
They took team photos and get a load of that
look
one.
at that.
The Uncle
Look-
Rico.
Look at that.
And then look at this one.
Oh, I like that one right there. You need to send that one to me. I need that one.
He looks like Weird Al with a straight hair wig on. I'm serious. It's got the Weird Al look to it, but then the Uncle Rico right there.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
And he wasn't done. He blue steeled a couple of them.
Oh, yes. Yes. The
He
steel
just-
brow. Look at that.
This
I love
man,
it.
I don't know if he takes himself seriously, but
I love those right
he,
there.
no way we were
he
taking him
absolutely
seriously.
does not. No, he's being goofy about this. Look at that second picture and tell me that's even remotely serious.
Look at those eyebrows. Those are all American right there. Look at that stare on the one he's looking over his left shoulder. Oh,
He knows
my God.
that we think Uncle Rico when we see
Oh,
him.
my
He
God.
knows.
Yes.
He has to.
And he's got the crossed arms there with that determined look. He's an American hero, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. Gardner Minshew III. It's hard to believe there's two more just like him.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't say just like him, but
just
more like him
like
than
him.
anybody else.
Can you imagine being named after stock like that? Wow. I could only hope to just be in his shadow someday.
I think you're doing all right.
Just have him walk by me in his shadow. I could feel the power, the great American power of Gardner Damn Minshew.
Oh, he's not with the Colts anymore? Oh, no.
What a shame.
Oh. Yeah, and then I got hit with karma. You know who is with the Colts now? No.
Joseph Flacco.
No.
At least it's not Carson Wentz.
He played better for your Colts. Or sorry, Joe Flacco played better for the Browns than Gardner Minshew did for your Colts, though. So
true, but then he's probably not going to do that again. But that's
Gardner
fine
Minshew
because
led your Colts to playoffs, didn't he?
led just happened to be around.
I don't know.
It's more like it. So Anthony Richardson, he's looking good. He's doing well. Everything's going great. Shane Steichen, the coach of the Colts, is saying he needs to be smart on when to get down. Well, you're going to tell him in a dance now? I mean, come on. It's very invasive for a coach to try to like tell you when it's time to get down and get funky.
I'm pretty sure he means on the football field.
Get down.
Protect yourself.
You got to protect your neck.
Well, that's true.
Oh yeah,
because Wu-Tang Clan.
Mm-hmm.
What? Ain't nothing to F with. You know what I mean?
Just saying. So, I think, you guys are excited about your Marvin Harrison Jr. here with the Arizona Cardinals. If Anthony Richardson could just not kill himself, I think I've got something to be excited about here.
Biggest word of the English language, if.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where you rate the likeliness of it. It's if, and I don't see why literally losing a season is not going to cause you to change the way you play in some fashion.
I just feel like I got to tell you guys right now, when the Cardinals snap off 7 straight victories, we'll talk again.
Calm down.
We'll talk again.
Listen,
7 straight.
We went through the win-loss of your team, and we're surprised at how high the win total is looking to be by our own estimations.
Yeah.
So just pace yourself. Don't set yourself up for disappointment.
I can't wait for week 1 because my rant is going to be epic.
Oh, I'm sure.
So,
I can't wait for it either.
Our farmer friend has picked his texter nickname.
All right.
He says, I'm going to go with my gut, he says.
Okay.
And it's officially now, Slimy Little Bastard.
Slimy Little Bastard is off the board, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
There it is.
Slimy Little Bastard, welcome to the fourth dimension. Welcome to the text line. 888-368-1580.
Surprised he didn't go with the panty burp.
I thought maybe Monkey Puncher was going to go there.
Monkey Puncher is fantastic. You kidding me?
Harry Soap says Randy's Brisket would be a good name for a new texter.
Well,
putting our names in with the texter nicknames is kind of weird. I mean, I don't mind Ralph has crabs.
I thought there was one in here. I see Swinging Beef. That's in here. Swinging Beef.
I like that one.
I thought there was Jeffrey's Lube, and I
know there's a Randy's Chuckle out there.
Jeffrey's Lube, and I don't see one for Keon. Swinging Beef, I'm pretty sure was an homage to my my smoking abilities.
Right.
Swinging Beef.
Mm-hmm. Baker's Cocky Hen says Edmonton up 1-0 less than 10 minutes in.
Let's go. I want this game 7 so bad.
He says, I can't believe Florida's pulling a Florida man. I'm going to lose after being up 3-0.
Can you believe that? What a story. Wow.
And he also says, draft Marvin Harrison #1 in fantasy. Murray's going to be throwing him the ball like 15 times a game. 15 times a quarter. You kidding? That's the thing. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to pull a double team just to shut the Cardinals down.
And that's why we'll snap off 7 in a row victories.
Well, Randy picks every game as a W. So technically, I mean,
yeah.
Randy's predicting.
I'm
17
right
in
about
a row.
38% of the time last year.
That's really something.
Good for you.
That's really
Good for you.
that sure is something.
Now it's become awkward, so we'll take a break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
We're kicking off summer's greatest hits at Macy's, and we're celebrating with our lowest prices of the summer. Take 40 to 60% off everything you need to make the most of beach days, backyard barbecues, and summer weddings. Because Macy's has you covered for the big days and all the little moments that make up summer's greatest hits. Shop our lowest prices of the summer today at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices, exclusions apply.
Volunteer now. Help vulnerable and oftentimes overlooked children in Arizona. Court-appointed special advocates, known as CASAs, are assigned to children as advocates during their experience in the foster care system. Volunteer now. You can change the life of a child for the better. Visit azcourts.gov/volunteer to learn about court-appointed special advocates. That's azcourts.gov/volunteer. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Supreme Court.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
This is fire.
actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
At Desert Wholesale Diamond, we pride ourselves on providing top-tier quality, unmatchable prices, and excellent service. I'm Diamond Dave, and my track record in the diamond industry dates back 4 generations. I've eliminated the traditional middlemen, providing you with direct access to wholesale markets.
I'm Jada Cantor, and we offer you the best diamond buying journey of your life. With 3 wholesale offices and a dedicated production team, we make it easy for you to buy diamonds at unbeatable wholesale prices.
Our 34 years of industry leadership proves our dedication, and we continue to lead the way in all areas, particularly in lab-grown diamonds.
Save yourself from paying retail. Experience the most pleasant diamond buying experience ever. Meet Diamond Dave and his team, who are all waiting to assist you with your wholesale diamond purchase.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450, 480-397-2450, or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So just so you know, somebody farted in Buckeye, so don't go outside.
What?
They're reporting a chemical leak situation and a shelter in place for some Buckeye neighborhood. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So I just figured I would tell you the fourth dimension in language they knew. Somebody farted. Don't go outside. But yeah, just some chemical leak, and you can see it above this chemical manufacturing site in Buckeye. So
interesting. All right.
Yeah, and in the video, it looks like what you would think a chemical leak would look like in the air. It's scary. That is scary. So if you're heading to Buckeye, turn around and go someplace safe. Don't go there. Chemical leak.
Wow. All right.
I'll be honest, don't know anything more about what I've said than what I've seen reported by the news. So stop breathing if you're in Buckeye. It's probably a good way to go. And don't go by where the orange cloud is. Avoid the orange cloud.
It's being that it's orange should be pretty easy to see.
Don't breathe.
All right.
Maybe don't go to Buckeye.
Seems simple enough.
Wow.
Scary. Kyle G says, man, if Edmonton pulls the reverse sweep, you're going to get another huge batch of Canadian texters. Pierre is going to be insufferable. He's like, oh, come on, let's go Florida. I want to keep laughing at Canada losing at their own sport. Game 7.
The only player I can consistently name in this entire series plays for Edmonton. So that's why I'm rooting for Edmonton. That's my only reason.
Now, keep in mind, it's the first, and it's just one goal. So there's a lot of hockey left to be played. So let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. Silver Pops says, good afternoon, guys. Texter name with Keon's name involved. How about Keon's Rage? Well, Keon's got good. Keon's Rage.
Yeah. I mean,
I think that's pretty good, though.
How about I give you a little Jeffrey's I told you so? You ready for this?
All right, let's do it.
So Justin Reed says, he's like, hey, the Chiefs are going to have me on kickoff, do the kickoff. He's like, I'm going to kick the ball. He's excited about it. He says, this might actually give me a couple more years of my career. He's like, because here's what'll happen. Like right now, I'm safety, right? I'm pretty good safety. And he says, but then later in my career, keep him as a rotational third safety, let him keep kicking off that ball. And what he says is because the Chiefs don't want their kicker to get injured. I told you this was going to start happening. Teams are going to start doing this.
No one disagreed. Just that there are some teams that were going to go ahead and run their kicker out there anyway.
They should not do that.
I think more of them are going to do that than what the Chiefs are doing until
you're going
they
to see
lose
what
a kicker.
Yeah, because you need your kicker to kick a field goal, but if he has to go tackle some guy who's got a head full of steam, you might have to say, he's in the hospital. I guess we're going to go for it go for 2 every time, and that's how games get lost. So the Chiefs, and Andy Reid is a genius, said, "Hey, Justin." As well as being a safety, since we had you kicking the ball in an emergency situation in the past, because they used to do that, we're going to have you do it all the time. I love this.
I think it's a good idea. I just happen to know that NFL teams do not change easily. And, sometimes you got to learn the hard way. And I think a lot of teams are going to learn the hard way first because like the Ravens are running Justin Tucker out there like that. That's happening. So for the Chiefs are going to do it this way. I guarantee you there'll be more teams doing it the old way until they figure out, let's not endanger our kicker for this.
This is why the Chiefs might win 3 Super Bowls in a row.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that you think of when you're like you have that attention to detail. You're on the edge of the sport. You're on the cutting edge. Like that's why they've won as much as they have. Like they are ahead of everybody.
However this goes down, my prediction was, and still is, you will not see field goal kickers kicking the kickoffs anymore after this. This season or next. You're right. Some people are dumb.
Yeah. Like I just think that we're not going to see it season 1 of it. Someone's going to have to learn mistakes the hard way, either giving up a touchdown that a player that wasn't their kicker could have stopped, or getting their kicker hurt because he did try to stop it.
I want to see the Jaguars and the Texans and the Titans all use their kicker for kicking.
You just have to hope that your team also doesn't do that. Otherwise, you don't really have an advantage there.
I'm just saying, I want those teams specifically to use the guy who kicks field goals to also do kickoffs. Everyone else?
I wonder why, Jeffco.
Just wise up, Speaking of the Chiefs, it turns out the Chiefs have been paying attention just like we have to what the deal is with the state of Kansas saying, oh, yeah, we've already passed the tax. You guys can just go ahead and have a stadium here if you want. They're like, ooh. None of this happens till 2030. But, the team is, they have warmed to the idea of moving over to the other side of the border there and becoming the Kansas City Chiefs. On the Kansas side of they can still be the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
I love this. I love this a lot. And if I were in Kansas City, Missouri, I'd be like, good.
Yeah, we don't have to pay taxes, and the team is 15 minutes away. What is the problem? Seems like a win-win. I don't know. And then in Kansas, in 25 to 30 years, when the Chiefs want another new stadium, and then the people in Kansas realize, Wish we hadn't paid all those taxes. Then
like
maybe
when
the
you're-
people in Missouri would have forgotten and they'll take them back.
It's like when you're sitting there with a guy that argues too hard for the check when you're out to dinner. You're like, oh no, you got me. Oh, you sure showed me. Yes, I eat this food for free. All right. So yeah, the Chiefs 2030. And we don't even need to know this is happening. They're going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. Where do you go to see them? Kansas City. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. What's wrong with Arrowhead Stadium, by the way? What is wrong with Arrowhead that they're?
Well, it's one of the oldest in the league.
No, what's wrong with it though? Just because it's old, don't mean it's something wrong with it.
I'm just saying it doesn't have all the updated facilities for the players. It doesn't have, the shops and all the other revenue streams that the ownership want now. Make it, a destination for fans to go to.
Actually, the Chiefs wanted renovations, is what they wanted. So they didn't want necessarily a new building. That's what they were hoping to have help getting paid for. Everyone's like, well, you are the billionaires who own the team. You just pay the renovation.
No, listen, I'm not saying the people on the Missouri side are wrong.
But yeah, they weren't saying that, well, we can't use this building. They just wanted to make improvements with their video boards, concession stands, retail spaces, restrooms, and kind of modernize all that stuff.
The Tom says the real reason, Arrowhead, not Taylor Swift fancy enough.
Well, somehow I don't think that was the problem.
That could be right. Yeah.
She's usually, in the
Remember
middle
how foggy
of
the window got when
Yeah.
she was in the suite?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe she was pissed about that, and they're like, "We got to move."
Wasn't it just negative
That's
10
it.
degrees?
Yep.
I feel like that's the explanation.
Don't be a child, Keon.
So
I
the
wonder if
coldest
they'll-
NFL game that we've had in the playoffs in a long time.
I wonder if they'll do a covered stadium there on the
Doubtful.
Kansas side.
Doubtful.
Why not?
Why not would be common sense, but I doubt it.
And there are people who live in cities that get cold that take this weird pride in being from a cold city.
You had like 20 people get frostbite at that game, the same game where these people died outside of a house. That was different circumstances, but still, I don't forget those guys. But you had 20 people with frostbite have to go to the hospital. Fingers and toes were lost to go to a dumb football game, and you're that. Now you got a chance to build a new stadium. You can't put a roof on it. I feel like maybe a roof is a good idea.
Maybe a roof, but
Or
you had-
heated
you had,
seats.
You had 20 people get frostbite. Seems like a skill issue to me. Arrowhead holds 76,416 people. For 76,400 and whatever is, you subtract 20 from that. I just realized I can't do the math when I started
are
saying
so
that
bad at
sentence.
math.
Yeah, I'm not good. I
Really
never
bad
once
at
claimed
math.
to be good at it. I use calculators for everything.
Randy is bad at math too.
But there are 76,400 some odd people that managed to not get frostbite. Just seems like the 20 people were just real dumb.
Collateral damage? You know, if that was your fingers, you wouldn't be saying this, pal.
Wouldn't have gotten frostbite because I'm not an idiot.
You don't.
I also
know
wouldn't
that.
have been there. So
You
that's the
don't
other-
know that.
I know. I know that for a fact.
You don't know that. I just think a roof is probably a good idea, or heated seats. If you got the heated seats,
they tell me the game is negative 10 degrees. I'm not there, so I wouldn't
although
get frostbite.
you got to be careful of them heated seats because remember that couple that got zapped in the hot
that's
tub
true.
in Mexico.
That's true.
She came back single. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So maybe you
Just the way
don't
you
want to
said
do
that,
that.
was it?
I don't have all the answers, but I do have an answer. If it's cold, put a roof on the damn thing.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's Sports History. Back to the year 1964, Jim Bunning of the Philadelphia Phillies, later a United States Senator from Kentucky, pitched a perfect game against the Mets in a Father's Day doubleheader in Shea Stadium, striking out pinch hitter Johnny Stephenson for the final out. Jim Bunning is the sole Major League Baseball athlete to have been both elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame and to the United States Senate.
Isn't
So-
that sort of the same thing, though?
No,
the United States.
It's not the same.
I don't.
Most
think
of those
so.
senators, you would think they're just kind of pieces of work, right? I mean, pieces of art. They should
All
be
I
hung
just
on the
learned
wall.
is that baseball players can be fantastic liars.
Ah,
Well,
you have to be a fantastic liar.
You did not know that right now, though. You did not know that by this point in your life.
That baseball players could be fantastic liars?
Oh, are you kidding me? The way these guys sell ball for and are always arguing balls and strikes. Are you kidding me?
And always
Come on.
trying to cheat to get an edge. And
Yeah.
how many different guys have we seen try to doctor a baseball or
Yeah.
the corked bats, the
A lot of
entire
cheating.
steroid era? Yeah,
Cheating.
no, I think we have a good track record of baseball players just standing up in front of people in
Absolutely.
line.
Absolutely.
Remember when Ryan Braun got caught using steroids and then stood in front of God and everybody and said, "No, I didn't do that." Like with the test saying positive, just like for everything. Just
As he's peeing on the thing, it's turning purple. He's like, I did not do
steroids. Me, no way.
Yeah.
You must have you must have some other Ryan Braun.
All the cheating. All the lying.
No, baseball players can lie with the best of them.
Just Jim Bunning was really good at it because unlike Pete Rose, I guess he didn't get caught.
That's Pete Rose's problem. Is he lied, but he wasn't good at lying.
Yeah, Jim Bunning's excellent. He's a senator. Well, okay, that makes all the sense. in the
Parlay
world.
that entire career to another career in politics.
Baker's Cocky Hens has an idea. He says,
All
you get a
right.
big dude like the Hawaii 5-0 guy to be the kickoff guy there.
Yeah.
Funnel the returning there so he gets to blow him up, or at least take a couple of blockers out. That's
I
right. Try
see.
to
All right.
herd him towards the kicker. Like,
Yeah, I
I
mean, I don't
see.
care
Yeah.
how much you try to do that, but you got Christian McCaffrey coming your way. You can put as big a person there as you want. He's going around him. He's just going around.
if I see Christian McCaffrey coming at me, I'm like, excuse me.
Right this way.
Could I show you to a very nice end zone? Please don't hurt me. Oh, is it the
Olay.
weekend? Is it the weekend now? That'd be great for most of us. Swazman was stunned. He says, politics and lying? I've never heard of that before.
Oh, say it
I
ain't
know,
so.
right? Swazman's lying now, too. All right, guys, have a great weekend. We'll be back in your radios again Monday at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.